Bienvenidos, señores, señores, to another episode of Los Terricolas podcast, the show where we bring our unique ideas and stories to you while sharing the same ground we all do. I'm your host, Greg, and with me as always is Oscar and Irvin, and we got a special guest today. Tell them who you are, sir.
I'm Gilbert Favela.
All right, no, I'm just kidding. No, that's
You know who Gilbert is? Gilbert is daddy. That's who he is.
What?
Papi.
He's daddy? He's everyone's daddy?
Papi. Papi chulo. Papi, ven a mí. Papi.
Hey, Gilbert's gonna be the lows in our song for this episode because he has that low, sexy, deep voice.
You hear that?
Low, I guess I also have to be sick if you do whenever we do that.
Hit the.
I'm starting to get sick.
You're trying to get sick?
No, I'm starting to.
You're starting to. Okay.
Here, I'll introduce Burt because Burt he needs to warm up into this first. I'll let you warm up.
Right.
Lube up. So Burt is a friend.
Do some burpees and...
Burt's a friend I made in school. Great guy. He sat behind me for 2 years. Never spoke a word until like the last month or whatever. I was like, what the fuck? This guy talks? I thought you were deaf. Wait, is that a word? I thought you were mute.
That's new.
No oía nada la verga.
I like how he's asking if deaf is a word.
Ese güey, ¿cómo le hizo por la escuela? No oye nada. What the fuck?
Puros dibujos. No chingues.
You're so stupid.
Puros dibujos.
Los monitos.
No wonder there was a guy in the corner always doing this. I thought it was fucking gang member. I was like, what the fuck? Pinche Mara Salvatrucha over here. Anyways, he sat behind me for 2 years and we never really I would just borrow his iPad for tests. Yeah. I was like, thank you, Burt, for
Never
that.
prepared.
And then, I thank you. Thank you for that too. And then one time, I gave him a nickname. Now he's Burt. And he's changed his whole life ever since that day.
Yeah. You called me Burt and that was it.
Yeah,
That was it.
That's all you needed.
Yeah. and then shortly after that, I realized he has a strong passion and love for politics. So now he's my go-to guy when it comes to any political questions I have. Mm-hmm. And the question that I have today is, Burt, what's happening right
Generally?
now?
No. Wait.
What's the
I want to
best
start
government?
with like, how did you get this passion? Like, where did it come from? Like, and how early?
Great question.
That's a good question.
How early did it start? Like,
I guess it started middle school.
middle school?
Yeah. It started more with the stock market. That's like I did finance eventually. But that led me into politics because a lot of that has to do with how it affects finance and like taxes and laws and different regulations. From there, it just took off, and especially after leading up to the 2016 election, that whole year I was immersed into politics. But then after that, I got depressed because Trump won. But
Oh shit!
but I still keep up with it, not as much as I used to.
Yeah.
But
You're depressed, man.
I'm
It's okay.
depressed.
Why did it make you depressed that Trump won?
I mean, I didn't want either candidate,
Yeah.
but I
He really didn't want that other one.
yeah.
You were in the stock market? Into the stock market?
Yeah,
That's what got
in
you?
middle school, I would watch CNBC, which no
Oh
person
my
does.
goodness!
Well, to give you a little
No
bit-
person does.
In
like,
middle school, no.
Burt also has
That's cool.
he has a mathematics degree. That's his bachelor's, right?
in actuarial
man,
science,
bless
which
your
is
heart,
a
man.
type of like finance math
Yeah.
analyst. So I'll start working towards the licensing for that this year, hopefully.
Oh, awesome!
So he's like,
You graduated this year, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
With my MBA.
and then we graduated together with the MBA thing.
That's awesome.
But he would always be the math guy. He would be like, yo, Burt, does the numbers add up? And then he'd be like,
No.
no.
my numbers do, yours don't.
He always does that face. He always does that
Yeah, you're
face
like,
when he's
my
calculating.
numbers
Mine's do. I don't know about
When he's
yours.
making a
mine.
calculation in his brain, he's just like,
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, just don't
6.
ask me right now. I'm on camera, so
Only
No,
Very
we gotta put it to the
self-conscious.
test. I mean, you could say whatever. It's not like we're gonna fact
No, yeah.
check you. You'll be like, what's 40,000 divided by 2? You tell us, and you'll be like, oh, that sounds right.
20,000.
There you go.
Even I can do that one.
There you go.
I'm an ignorant.
Make you look good in
All
this.
right,
I think Oscar is
here to
secretly
make
a
you
math
look
guy. Look at him. Look at him.
He's our
I'm
se-
like, when I was younger, I used to like walk into classrooms and finish half-written math problems,
What?
and I was secretly a genius.
Is that Good Will Hunting?
No,
That sounds like Good Will
It's
Hunting.
really happy.
Oh, I thought you were somehow cheating.
No.
He's quoting
Goodwill.
Step Brothers.
Step Brothers. It's my shit.
Step Brothers.
Okay,
Anyway.
what are you pulling up right
What the
here?
fuck is that? It looks like a dick.
All right.
No, I'm sorry.
No, well. So to follow the how well or the approval rating of the president.
Okay.
A good place to go generally for polling and different stuff like that is 538. They do sports as well. They do different analysis, but I just follow the politics page. Basically, it just tracks the president's approval rating. It averages it from different pollsters.
Okay.
Right now, with impeachment going on, his approval rating's actually going up, which actually does happen. I mean, it's only happened, 2 other times in history?
Going up?
A bit.
That makes sense.
But I mean, he's never been able to pass 45%.
Yeah.
So how do these polls work? Like, do people just like send out letters? Do you know?
Well, actually, to get a statistically significant one to like represent the country, it has to be more than at least 1,000 people, and it has to be at least demographically equivalent of the population, or you can weight it different ways, but at least 1,000 people, and different organizations have different ways. Now that some are trying to do like texting because nobody answers their phone nowadays.
Oh, that's true.
So recently I got a text saying like, hey, will you take this poll?
Yeah.
But if not, they'll ask you a few questions. Do you approve of him or do not? Different policy questions.
Participation is a huge issue, right? Because I know like there's a problem that they have with the census as well. Like people don't want to, people come to their houses like, hey, we need you to fill out this, and they're like, no, ¿pa qué?
Yeah. I mean,
It's the same
especially
thing.
like Hispanic heavy
Yeah.
areas where like undocumented.
Es la migra.
Like,
No le
They
digas.
think, they think they're gonna deport you, but they're like, no, we just need to know how many people are living here.
No, and
we
it's
can-
important because depending how many people are in the congressional district, it tells the government how much the money they're going to give
Yes.
the area.
and how many
dude.
representatives.
How
too,
many
right?
representatives
I've heard
in the
that there's.
We're like overpopulated for the money we're getting.
Yeah.
That's
People-
why people see orange barrels all over the
Well,
place.
I've heard that there's people like losing representation because like people are not doing the census. So it's like, oh, so you don't need that much representation, and they'll actually lose like
Son of a
senators and
bitch.
stuff
So-
in the Senate. So people need to do that shit. Need to take that shit
So like
seriously.
in Texas, we're going to get maybe like 1 or 2 more seats. because
Okay.
of, like the growth over the last 10 years. But we could get more.
Yeah.
Because the Hispanic population is the one that's growing in this country.
Right,
so it's like California, Arizona, Texas,
Yeah.
New Mexico. Like those are the
Those are
states that
heavy.
are changing.
What do these seats, extra seats, give us? Like what?
More say in the House of Representatives. So
Oh, okay.
There's 435 seats in the House, but it's divided by the states, right?
Uh-huh.
Depending on how many, each state has to at least have one, which is like
Okay.
Wyoming and all those that have no one. Have
That
at
have
least
no one.
have 2 senators and a representative.
Okay.
But Texas has like 35, but the more the state grows, the more population, or
Right,
more
right.
representatives. I
You
think
don't wanna have
California has like
less.
53.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's important to be counted regardless of like the legal status,
Okay.
because it tells them
How much representation
how
we
much
should
representative
okay.
each place should get.
That's crazy. It's where we fuck like bunnies, dog. Like, I see like people with like 4 or 5 kids. I'm like,
Well,
oh
that's
my
why the
goodness.
Hispanic population's
Yeah, it's growing,
exploding.
rampant.
They're like, there was 2 yesterday. How the fuck is there 6 today?
Jesus Christ. There's like 7
Actually,
cars parked in 1-bedroom house.
Cali knows is a girl who has like 9 kids.
Oh
and
my God.
I mean, well, that's not too crazy back in the day.
Are
right?
they all
I mean,
his?
Our grandma, no, our grandma had like 8 or
10.
like 10. Yeah, that's true. But
Yeah.
it's just weird seeing it now. You know, it's like,
Nowadays,
damn.
yeah.
And then she's just walking around with her whole like fucking
Clica?
crew. Yeah, like a whole gang.
like a
of kids or
gang, like
whatever.
what, like a duck. You know how the ducks walk like.
Yeah,
you know,
they're just
yeah.
walking me. And then, yeah, I'll stop it at that. Cali has stories about that. But
That's
I'll let
crazy.
him tell him whenever
All right.
he's on here.
So it looks like he's still disapproval. So isn't that crazy? What is your opinion on the whole impeachment thing? Because it's pretty significant. Like it's only 3 presidents
so-
in all U.S. history, right?
Articles of impeachment have been written for 4 presidents.
Okay.
So it's Andrew Johnson, then it was Richard Nixon, Bill
Jackson.
Clinton, and then now Trump. But only 3 have been impeached.
Okay.
So Johnson,
Yeah.
and then Nixon was never impeached or removed. He resigned before anything happened.
Well, yeah.
Because I mean, he knew he was going to be.
Yeah, he
removed.
was just more like I quit. I humbly quit.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, he
no.
knew that he was going to get.
You're
removed.
outta
on
here,
my own
bro.
terms.
I mean, because you don't want
Yeah.
that as your history,
Yeah,
right?
I get
Because
you, I
then
get
he'll
you.
be the only president to be impeached and
True,
removed
true,
from
true,
office.
true.
So,
Just bring the mic a little closer, Bert.
Dale, mi Bert.
so of course, most presidents are narcissistic in some sense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to believe that you are able to run a country, you have to have some sense of narcissism.
That's true,
regardless of
That
the
is
president.
true.
So you don't want that in your history. Like when you open a textbook, only president to be removed and impeached.
Unless you're the first one and you're like, yo.
Well, I mean, that's
I'm the first
well,
one.
George Washington.
Yeah.
George Washington lucked out. I mean, he was the first one.
Yeah.
No, I mean the first one to be impeached. Is what
Oh,
I'm saying.
yeah.
Well, I mean,
First
he was
one
the
to
first one. I mean,
Who was the first
We've
one?
had like the first
Clinton.
one of
Well,
a
technically
handful of
Nixon, but it was
things, like
Clinton.
a first one of like this reality star, a first black president. Like, where our generation is gonna see the first woman president.
That's
How
true.
much you want to bet?
think
No,
so.
we will.
And sorry, correct me if I'm wrong, because I was just telling Irvin.
Yep.
The first one to be impeached wasn't Clinton or was it?
I think it was Jackson.
Or
Jackson was
It
the first to
Jackson?
be impeached.
Okay,
Clinton is
okay.
the more recent one.
Okay.
We're just talking about it because it's like, dude, this guy got impeached, but he's on the $20 bill.
So is it really like?
Well, he was
weird.
He really leaves
He had a
office
lot of
like he has to
accomplishments.
leave, or
No, so impeachment. It's basically impeachment is like the grand jury that says there's enough here to say that he's guilty of a high crime or misdemeanor.
Okay.
But then it has to go to the Senate, and then they are the jury, and they have to decide whether they should remove him or not. And you need a supermajority, which is 2/3 of the Senate. Of the 100, you need 60.
Okay.
But right now it's 53 Republicans, 47 Democrats. So he's not going to be removed. So he's impeached, just like Bill Clinton was. He was impeached, but he will not be removed from office. You know, so he just stays in office. If he was removed, he would have to leave, and he can never run for any public office ever again.
Oh shit.
So then what does the impeachment actually mean? Like, because he can rerun again, right? And just...
Yeah, so he will be the first president to be impeached and run for re-election.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, at least he has that.
So then what does it mean, though? So then it doesn't really mean anything? It just kind of looks a little shitty and gets like a
just-
referral when you're in high
isn't
school?
isn't it a good way to kind of gauge, like you see that the disapproval rating, right? I guess
Yeah.
it's like a wake up call, I would say, maybe.
So there was a whole debate amongst the Democrats whether they should impeach him or not, because they knew he wasn't going to be removed regardless. It's more of just a principle stand that they are following the Constitution.
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
Going through the
going through the motions of like, you know what, we did our part to follow the Constitution.
Right.
If the Republicans don't see fit to remove him or they don't want to follow it because of partisan issues, then that's on them. But at least we followed the Constitution.
Yeah.
We are the party of rule of law.
That's why
Right.
it's so important to vote. I mean, if you really don't like this guy, then vote for the other person.
Yeah, I mean, what? Ted Cruz versus Beto O'Rourke this last time. He was the closest person to run for Senate. He was under 5 points, I believe.
Yeah.
So I mean, Texas will become a blue state eventually.
Right.
So I mean, it would if all Hispanics would vote.
Yeah.
Because we're
Dude, but
like
we don't
the-
even exist technically. We're hiding.
so that they call Hispanics the sleeping giant,
Beauty?
the sleeping beauty. But the sleeping giant
Well,
because there's so
sleeping
many of
giant
us,
sounds
but
way better.
a lot of us don't vote, right?
Yeah,
true.
definitely.
Because-
I voted once, and it was for Barack on the second term.
If it was an app,
Okay.
I would vote.
Is that, you think that's possible? Are they going to
So,
bring that
so there
into
are some places where you can vote online, but my thing is,
You could
after
cheat
like
that.
the whole Russian elections, the Russian
Yeah, I know.
meddling
Yeah.
and all that. I mean, there are ways to secure it, but I think we should just go back to paper ballots.
Yeah. Actually, can you get into that? Why did he get impeached? Like, what occurred? What happened?
So, sometime in September, I believe, the chairman from California, I forget his name, but he got notice from a whistleblower saying that he had told the
Ukraine, right?
yeah, the whole Ukraine stuff. But a whistleblower went to the investigator's office, and they never reported to Congress. And they're supposed to. Any complaint or anything, they're supposed to report to Congress. We never find out about it, but at least in the secret hearings and all that,
Right.
they get notified.
Yeah. So something happened, but just nobody spoke about it.
Yeah. So
Well,
then
wasn't
that's what kickstart all the investigations
Yeah.
and trying to figure out what happened. So basically, when President Zelensky from the Ukraine got elected, he wanted support and arms from the U.S. Because of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and they took over Crimea. So the U.S. is a huge partner, making sure that they are a Western ally,
Right.
and they're out of Russia's orbit. But Trump, wanting a favor, asked him to, okay, we'll give you the money, but you have to investigate Joe Biden,
Joe Biden, yeah.
for an alleged Burisma conspiracy, where Joe Biden's son Hunter was part of a Ukrainian board.
Okay.
Of
How
a
did he even get
company.
on that? Like, how does a random dude just get on the Ukrainian board?
So I mean that's part of it, right? I
Yeah.
mean, he is the president's or the vice president's son.
Yeah.
He has no background in this, and he's on this company's
That's
board,
weird.
right? But I mean, stuff like that happens in politics. I don't agree with it,
Where it just,
but
it just happens.
you know, like you get connections and you
Yeah.
get paid and all that stuff. But I mean, he did nothing illegal. There's nothing
Right.
there.
He just happened to be on the board
Yeah.
of this company. It's a company? What is
It's
it
a company.
called?
I don't even know the name of the company.
for it.
But it's
Google
like the whole.
It's just a really rich Ukrainian company that has a lot of
That's
influence.
crazy.
Evil Ukrainian Inc.
Oh shit, that makes a lot of
Evil
like
Ukrainian
now from now on
Like very like on the nose. You're like,
for the remainder of this
How did you
conversation.
not-
Oh, it is called Burisma.
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 It's
Holdings.
a
Barista?
energy
I like Greg's
exploration
one
and
better.
production company.
Should we can we just call it the Evil Ukrainian
Evil
Inc?
Ukrainian Inc.
So Evil Ukrainian Inc. Has Joe Biden's son on the board.
So Trump wanted them investigated because he believes that they're hiding something legal, and that's how he can kind of damage Joe Biden's reputation.
Okay.
Because right now he is the leading candidate in the Democratic Party.
Oh shit.
But you can't do that. You can't ask a foreign government to help in one of our elections.
Okay, so that's that quid pro quo thing that we're talking
So
about.
that's when he said, "I'd like you to do us a favor, though." So quid pro quo is you give us this information and we'll give you the funding,
Right.
because Congress appropriates the funds. They give like, okay, you get this much and all that. But the Office of Management and Budget, they stop that funding,
Okay.
which they're not allowed to.
Okay.
The Congress decides how they're going to spend the money and they disperse it. Yes, the executive branch gives it, but they can't hold it,
Okay.
right?
And Trump was trying to withhold.
Trying to withhold it.
And is that the base of this whole thing?
Yeah.
Like that's the main
So that's
thing
the
he
quid
did.
pro quo.
Okay.
Well, you'll get the money if you do this for us.
Right.
But it's illegal to ask for
favors
for
from
favors
another
from a foreign
country.
government.
Okay.
Which is how kind of the whole Russia stuff happened, right? Where he got help from Russia as you can't have anything of value be given to you in an election, right?
What if you
From a foreign government. So it's kind of along the same lines where he wanted help from the Ukrainian government to win his reelection. So that's how the whole impeachment thing started, and the whole philosophy is if they let him do this,
Yeah.
right, and he doesn't get impeached, he doesn't get removed, it's kind of telling every other president, yeah, if you're having a hard time with reelection, go ahead, ask any government you
Yeah.
want for
But,
help.
like, okay, so he's asking specifically the Ukraine or Russia?
Ukraine. So,
Okay.
but the whole Russia meddling in the
Meddling
election
thing.
was like
Yeah.
back in 2016. So it's kind of repeating the same thing again.
Because I've heard that Russia's doing those bots thing, right?
Yeah, they're still
That's
trying
how it
to
happened.
influence.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
still
So
trying
is
to
that one of
influence.
their major ways of influencing, or is there like what is the Ukraine do? Do you know what specifically they're doing? How can these countries influence the way we vote? Do you know
So,
what I mean?
to be fair, the U.S. doesn't have the best track record on this. We have toppled governments. We've influenced elections. We've
Yeah.
placed people that we
For our own benefit.
The difference is that now it's happened to us.
Yeah.
But I mean, all of it was online, right?
Yeah.
It's ads, misinformation, fake news, and actual fake news, not
You
just
use the fake news.
actual fake news. Not just like a fake news.
Yeah.
Well, that's how it is, man. Like, it's a war basically. I guess
it's an
or a
information
battle.
war.
Like,
Information war, dude. Yeah.
and everybody taps into that. I mean, I'm pretty sure Democrats do it. I'm pretty sure everybody does it. It's just Trump is very polarizing, so everybody's trying to like get him out somehow and like demonize him. And it's like, well, he's doing exactly what everybody else is doing. It's just people don't like Trump. Like that's pretty much it.
I will give him that. He is a master marketer.
Yeah.
He knows how to market himself, and he knows how to. Every conversation we have has
it's
to do
about
with
Trump. Yeah.
It has
Oh my
to be about
God.
Trump.
Yeah. That's
the
what I
good,
said.
The bad, or the ugly. It's always talking about
Yeah,
Trump.
definitely. That's what I said. I'm all like, this guy's a reality star. He knows how to get people talking about him. He knows how to get
No
people.
such thing as bad publicity.
Yeah, like oh my God, this guy he's on it. I mean, he's like a dumb smart. Like, I don't know.
He knows how to.
I love him.
That bastard.
Like as the more we talk about him, we're just like, I love him.
God damn it.
No, like that's one thing I can not respect, but I like. You know what? He does a good job
Good
at
on
doing
you.
that. He's good
Grind.
at marketing.
Yeah.
What about that lady that was she was in the Joe Rogan podcast? I think she's running for president as well. I can't remember her name.
There's Elizabeth Warren, Amy Klobuchar.
I think it was Tulsi Gabbard.
Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah, her. She was in the Joe Rogan podcast. So she's running for president as well, or what the hell is she doing?
So right now, there's like 50,000 Democrats running for president. No, I'm kidding. No, there's like 20.
I'm running for
50,000?
Me and Oscar,
That's too many.
me,
You
Oscar,
can look
and
it
Greg.
up.
God damn.
Yeah,
What did you say?
List.
Me, Oscar, and Greg are running for president as Los Terricolas
we
podcast
will.
as one entity.
We
Oh, yeah.
Hi.
2020.
who's
We're
president?
high.
Who's vice president?
Oh shit.
We're all together.
We're a high
That's not how it
mind.
works.
We're one.
You're
We're,
not co-presidents.
Let me tell you.
we're gonna get a surgery that fuses all of our bodies.
Oh, jeez.
I'll be the job. I'm gonna have the most important job. You know, the job that that looks like Donald Trump doesn't have. I'm gonna be the PR.
Oh, the
PR person.
what is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
Because
actual
it
Donald
looks like
Trump.
whoever works for Trump needs to get
Outspoken.
fired.
I'm pretty sure.
That's why they don't have I forgot the,
You just
the
let 'em say
communication
whatever the
director.
fuck he wants.
But what they went through like 7 in the first year.
Public relations, is what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
Actually, that's a theory I have. I'm pretty sure we were to sew ourselves together. We could identify
Like
as
ass to
one.
ass?
We could
That's
yeah,
what- there's
of
a movie on
course.
that.
That's the
A couple
only way.
movies.
Or ass to mouth.
Ass to mouth. We could identify ourselves as one individual person and run for president.
I call front end.
All right, then I guess.
I mean, I don't mind being like
One person?
no. Like I can handle
Oh
social
wow, there's
media
only
or
3
something.
Republicans.
You'll be the PR person? You'll be
Yeah.
the social media
Well,
person?
the
That's on
social-
your
that's a
phone?
whole thing in itself.
That kind of looks like Irvin. I know it's Yang.
Andrew Yang.
Oh,
That's Asian as fuck, dude.
That's terrible.
People tell me I look like the
Great.
randomest people.
What?
That's terrible. It does not look like Irvin at all.
Thank you, Oscar, for defending
Oscar,
my honor.
Oscar.
So right now there's 15 Democrats and 3 Republicans running,
Okay.
which in and of itself is a whole thing because usually,
Yeah, there's Gabbard.
usually sitting presidents don't get challenged.
Yeah.
But there's 2. Weld, I think he's from Massachusetts, and then Walsh is a sports commentator.
What the
Whoa,
fuck?
what'd you do, Gilbert? Oh, he clicked on him.
Sports commentator running for
Or
president?
something like that.
He wrote
He's
the
like
Tea Party.
he's further right than Trump,
Staunchly
and
supported.
he feels that
Oh, there's a guy
he's
running
not
for
doing
Republican?
enough
Yeah.
What the hell?
conservative stuff.
Who are those?
These are the ones that dropped out.
There's Beto.
Yeah, poor Beto.
Thank God.
He should have just run for Senate again.
Beto?
Yeah.
What do you like about Beto?
He's a good Texas Democrat.
Okay.
So he's a conservative leaning Democrat. So there's some stuff policy wise I don't agree with him. I voted for him and but for president I don't want
Yeah.
someone like that. He would be like another Clinton where it's more moderate, centrist. Well, my philosophy is a bit more to the left.
Okay.
But I mean any Democrat at this point is better than Trump, right? So,
So,
whoever
okay.
ends up at the top, I'll vote for them.
Do you have like your kind of your picks from like each party like that you would say like you would recommend or
So there's this site, what is it called? Where you kind of take a test and then you.
Oh, yeah, I did it.
And it shows you like your pick. Like this
Yeah.
is who
Oh, that's
you
pretty
should
cool.
pick.
Like based on policies and beliefs or whatever. Like
What
that.
about local?
Kind of like those BuzzFeed quizzes,
Yeah,
like
it's
what
called-
Disney
it's-
princess you are.
Yeah, it's eyesight
That's
with,
cool, though.
and it's nonpartisan.
What person is that?
You take the quiz and it's a bunch
Snow
of
White
stuff.
has it.
It's on immigration. It's on policy, different stuff, and
What's the title of it?
I side with.
I side with.
So
Let's take it. This is live.
well,
But
I
we
mean,
all have
can-
different opinions.
Well, yeah, it's
We'll,
true.
we'll agree. All right. So like the
We'll
first one is,
agree.
should convicted criminals have the right to vote?
Okay, let's talk about that.
Should convicted criminals,
Criminals
have
have
that?
So like
Yeah.
felons and
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
I
What do
agree.
you think about that?
I do because I mean they already served their time.
They did their
Right.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So that's why I'm
Convicted.
also against having the checkbox
That's
of
true.
are you a convicted felon?
Right.
Because then it's just, they can't get jobs. Like you
Yes.
already served your time.
Yes.
Why do you
Good
have
point.
to serve your time forever?
Yes.
Right.
What about child molestation and stuff like that?
Well-
Is there a certain type of conviction
When
that
I-
shouldn't get the job?
Well,
or?
you would be on the sex offenders list,
It's
right?
like, oh, okay. So you
But,
you have to identify as a
you have
sex
to
offender.
identify that
Yeah,
We're
Right.
not talking about
Okay.
fugitives. We're talking about people
Yeah,
who
dude.
serve their
But
time.
I mean,
already
as a
convicted.
felon, as a checkbox, because I mean, I don't think they ask, are you a convicted
Sex
assaulter?
offender.
But like
Imagine
you're-
having those dudes have to go door to door and tell people they're fucking rapists.
Yeah.
And like, what if the little girl answers? It's like, is your mom home? I'm just here to tell her I'm a rapist.
Oh my god.
That sucks, huh?
Starts pulling down his pants.
They call it,
I'm a sex offender.
he's the
Oh my
grapist.
God.
He's the grapist.
The grapist.
The grapist.
That's weird, dude. That
So
would
the
suck.
second question is like, do you support mandatory minimum prison sentences for people charged with drug possession?
How much drug? That's my
Well,
question.
minimum.
Minimum, like they
With
have to
drug-
serve at least a
No,
year.
I disagree with that.
Do you
Because
support
if they're comparing a ton of weed to 2 grams of
Yeah,
weed,
I
you know what I'm
think-
saying? Like I
Yeah.
think that's
because
a
say
big
the
difference.
mandatory is 5 years everybody who has anything has to serve 5 years, and I think that's the issue, that people being caught with like a tiny amount. Oh, you're doing 5 years. I think the
hell
judges
no.
that have more say.
More say,
I like this answer.
Yes, but only for drug dealers, not users. Or
Yeah.
read.
Like if you're
more
distributing, I think that's different.
Yeah, definitely. But if you're just recreationally using
Because like I want to use it.
marijuana, well, it's because they say
It's kind of a
drug
weird
po-
stance,
They
though,
say
right?
drug possession. They don't say
Specific
marijuana.
drugs.
Yeah, they don't say specifically cocaine or
What are the
marijuana.
chances marijuana is legalized in the next 2 to 3 years?
In
here?
Texas?
Nationally? Or
Yeah,
Texas?
I guess nationally.
Nationally, I think Bernie Sanders wants to legalize it nationally.
Okay.
Joe Biden does not.
He has an anti-marijuana
Yeah.
thing, right?
He sees it as a gateway
You
drug.
see, like, that's weird.
But I think most candidates at least support decriminalizing it
Yeah.
nationally and then letting the states figure out
Handle
if
it
it's
themselves.
medical, if it's recreational. But I think Texas, I think we're the only. I think Louisiana has medicinal, Oklahoma does, and New Mexico.
So you're
we're
talking
the
about the
only.
South?
So like we're surrounded by states that. But I think we will in the
Yeah.
next, because Texas only meets congressionally for the state every other year.
Oh, okay, so it takes a little while.
So they
for
just
them
met
to-
this last time, so it'll be in 2 years.
Oh, shit, dude.
So it might get legalized in 2 years.
2 years?
It might. I mean, because there's a lot of money to be made there.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Colorado has a bunch of money now.
That's true.
They're using that money for education now.
Yeah.
They're
That's
doing
good.
it.
And their roads and infrastructure and
So-
shit, huh?
Man,
Do
that's
you support mandatory minimum?
That's a
prison?
very complicated question. Now I already changed my stance like 5 times in my own mind.
So what do you say? Yes, no? Drug dealers. Only for drug dealers.
I'm, just,
Only
I'm,
for-
I'm
only
still
for
going to
drug
say
dealers.
just no. I still think the judge should have to say, like, depending on the
Well, of
instance
course.
and the
On
circumstance.
how much
yeah,
they should serve.
Yeah,
Okay.
because that
Yeah.
gives you the individual, like,
Okay, and
So-
in that aspect, I do agree.
you know?
So then, should non-violent prisoners be released from jail in order to reduce overcrowding?
I think so,
Sure.
also.
Yeah.
We go back to that one. Like, what if they're serving a time for a possession of a joint?
Exactly.
It's like
Because I think the majority of people in prison are there for nonviolent, like, minor petty drug
Or,
offenses.
Yeah.
or even like a stock market exchange, like
No, we should
shit
build
like
more
that,
prisons.
you know? Like stock market exchange, like there's like what was her name? Martha Stewart.
Martha Stewart?
That pulled out and whatever. Like she was in jail for that.
Tax
Like,
evasion.
Come on, like
Yeah.
sácala. Like tax evasion.
Wesley Snipes.
Tax evasion. They're like they're not even getting any money back if they put people in jail for tax evasion. Like how does that even work? You're spending money to have this person in there.
Yeah.
You're not getting your money back.
So then the next question, it's on immigration now. Should the U.S. Build a wall along the southern
Yes.
border?
Okay.
I think definitely yes.
Yes,
It's
no,
already
or there's
built.
others
Make it
like
big.
yes, and Mexico should pay for it, or yes, but it should be high tech,
Just kidding. No.
or no.
I think no.
Let's see.
And there's no, it would be too costly and ineffective. No, we should adopt open borders. No, we should keep the current wall and do not build more of it.
I mean, I'm just gonna go ahead and say no. I don't really have like a.
Yeah, I agree with Greg. Just a flat no.
I say keep the rig, keep the wall.
How it
Don't-
is.
It says keep the wall, but don't build more of it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I just
Just
I
like-
don't want to add anything to
Unless-
it.
as a separate, as a divider only.
But
Not
then-
like it's not gonna like keep anybody away, but just I
Yeah.
guess to set the lines, like
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
set the
like the
border.
boundary.
Yeah,
There
the
is already
boundaries.
a border, like an established border. Like this is U.S., this is Mexico.
But what if it starts getting super violent along the border, like to
Fuck
a
'em
point where it has,
So this is where I'm a bit more conservative leaning. I think there should be a high tech border,
A high tech wall.
but make it
I mean, not wall,
make it
but like-
easier to get into the country legally.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
But that's a
I like
That's a
that.
separate thing. But
I like that.
For the wall, I say yes, but high tech.
yeah, I like
So like
that.
drones and
Damn.
stuff
Yeah.
like
I
that.
like that.
I mean,
I
we're
li-
already doing it, right?
How about
The
some
only thing-
mounted turrets?
I like. Damn.
What did you say? What did you say?
Mounted turrets,
Like
like in a
heat-
sensor, like they come out of the ground.
Oh shit!
No,
it goes back
I mean
down.
they have like
Can we just admire the fact that was a badass gun sound? Dude, that sounded like
sorry,
a
yeah.
legit
It's just like-
fucking. Damn!
Or like
laser.
the cheetahs.
What about the dolphin?
Okay.
No, the cheetahs from what is that? The robot company?
iRobot.
No.
Oh, dude,
Oh,
the Boston Dynamics.
Boston
Those fucking
Dynamics, they
cheetahs.
have a
just-
bunch of cheetahs. Just,
you just see your tío Juan just, mijo, ayúdame.
yeah,
like
those
that
things
goes
just
up.
Wait, why am I
fucking
Tío
people
Juan?
up.
What the fuck?
No, like everybody has
yeah,
a tío Juan.
yeah, everybody has a tío Juan. Like those things just
Yeah.
fucking people up along the border. Like
Shit, dude. You just see a
terrible, man.
fucking some guy just with a backpack
Anyway.
with taquitos in the bag and shit. Like,
The next one is, should illegal immigrants have access to government subsidized healthcare?
Access to government subsidized. What does subsidized mean? I'm not smart enough to know what that means.
The government pays for their healthcare.
For the healthcare.
Oh, we don't even get that.
No.
Probably no.
No. Why?
I'm like, yes,
I
if they
think
pay taxes.
Yes, if they work, if they're employed and they're actually contributing.
So one of the options is yes, but only for life-threatening emergencies or infectious disease.
Okay.
Yes,
Oh,
but
okay.
only.
Yeah, see, 'cause that's fucked up. Like, what do
Yes,
we do?
okay.
Just kick
but
them out?
they deport them after treatment, or yes, and grant them citizenship. I agree with infectious diseases.
Yeah, I don't
Because
know
that
if you
can
want to
be
grant
that
them
can be
citizenship.
transferred to
That's
to
true.
the population,
That's
right?
true.
Yeah.
I mean, in an emergency, I mean,
We don't
Yeah.
want to start a
Yeah.
zombie
That makes
apocalypse.
sense.
What if they have that rage virus from 28 days later?
children-
Definitely treat that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Should
Or
Should
kill 'em.
children of
Just
illegal
kill 'em.
immigrants be granted legal citizenship? So basically, the dreamers. So those that were brought, I mean, they didn't choose to come to this country, right?
You're talking about
Parents
us.
brought them. I mean, no, but you were born here.
No, kids that were like brought and then just throw them over the fence.
What?
I mean,
I'm being an idiot.
Yeah, but
they
I
don't
mean,
do that.
Well, no.
But like the parents, like
give-
they just bring them. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, yeah, it's weird.
so because I mean, that's the whole dreamers thing, right? So
Right.
Barack Obama gave 80,000 people, as long as they were going to school or had a job and not criminally convicted, they were deferred from deportment,
Okay.
from being deported, right? But most of them are illegally here, right? But they were raised here their whole lives. So if you
Right.
deport them back to Mexico or wherever they're from,
They're fucked.
like they don't know that country, they don't know anyone over there.
I think I'm trying to put myself in that situation and imagining myself, and that's pretty fucked up. Like, if you already worked your whole life, or maybe the people, but that's hard too. Like, the people who are just not doing shit, like,
But if you
I don't
break
know.
the rules, man, you know what I mean? Like that's the thing. It sucks because you wouldn't just let anybody come into your house. And as I have been living in the basement for 20 years.
But what
can
if
I
they're
just stay
contributing?
here? No, what the fuck? This is
what
my
if you
house.
get to the basement and they're like, hey, I built you this
Squatters?
other, like,
No, but you understand what
I'd
I'm
probably be
saying,
like,
right?
oh, thank you, squatter. Like,
But you
I built
understand
you
what I'm
this
saying?
bar.
Like you
Spray
break
paint
the
the
rules,
prayers.
right? You can't.
I like.
You know, you know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like if you
Yes, but only after performing for 4
4
years,
years of
service or
military
graduation.
service.
Oh, shit.
Maybe not graduating college, but yeah, do serve our
Hey,
country.
you know that's
something.
actually kind of cool.
Yeah, I think that's a good.
I don't know. If I'm gonna go.
No, I
there.
mean,
for
it's
kids,
'cause-
for kids, definitely.
I'm gonna
Like
go ahead
for
and just say
teenagers,
No.
for teenagers that
I do like the contributing something. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know
definitely.
about 4 years, though. That seems like a lot.
No,
That's the
that's
minimum.
that's the minimum
minimum.
for
Really?
anyone.
Yeah. That's
I-
the minimum for
Yeah.
anybody.
So definitely, I
What do
think
you
that's a
Bert?
good option
Let's hear your opinion.
for
So
teenagers.
this is the thing is like I know some people that are here as dreamers.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like it's kind of biased, but I agree that they should. It shouldn't just be granted to them,
Yeah,
right? It should be a process,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but there should be a way for them to do it.
Yeah.
Right, of course.
Definitely.
I
Like,
mean,
not just
that's
like,
not an
oh.
option here though. But the
Well, it's
closest
just
one
you
is
can
like 4 years.
formally apply like every other new citizen. But
The thing is, like applying to be a new citizen, it's hard to become a citizen.
true.
It's
That's
either
why-
like marriage
a
or like
fugitive or
education or something like
A
that.
fugitive.
I like their
What's that?
option on the
What's
make
that word?
make the border high
What are you
tech,
saying?
but make it more accessible
Yeah.
for them to come over here legally. I think that's a good one as
What's
well.
that word when you're running away from someplace?
Refugee.
A refugee. I was like a fugitive.
God, bro.
oh, you're a fugitive. You probably.
Yeah, you shouldn't
refugee.
come here. Yeah,
I made
you're
it.
a fugitive. Yeah, you shouldn't come here.
Like, what do you have to be able to become a citizen? You can be a refugee.
It's because
It's-
the
it's
immigration
complicated.
process is hard. It's
If-
a list. It's a really long waiting
Yeah,
list. Right?
it's like if you meet certain requirements, then you're automatically given temporary status, here,
Right.
but you don't become a citizen,
Yeah.
right?
So it
It's
takes a
very
while.
hard to. It takes most people
Yeah.
like 10 years to become a citizen,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it's not just an overnight thing.
Yeah. It's hard, man. It's touchy because
Yeah. So now it's transportation. Should government increase spending on public transport?
How much do we do? How much do we even use public transportation?
a lot of people in New York and stuff.
A lot
Yeah,
of
bigger
people.
cities.
Well, bigger cities.
Think
'Cause-
Think of what though? Like, I think they should invest in self-driving buses and self-driving like cars and streets and everything, so that, because I think that would also improve traffic. Dude, shopping right now during Christmas season, fucking annoying, dude. Everyone's pissed. They're cutting you off. Everyone's impatient. Me and Cindy were talking about, like, what if all the cars just drove themselves and everything was fair? Because people break the rules all the time. Se te meten, they're over here. It's like, what if there was just an organized system where
meten.
all cars were just like,
I mean,
you know?
we're heading that direction, right?
That would be, if you can fucking create
well,
that.
yeah, but I mean, the trolley downtown was a fucking flop.
Okay,
Nobody
well, no.
uses that
well,
shit.
The trolley. The thing is, when cities install trolley systems, it's not to be used. It's just to it's to increase the property
Yeah,
value
yeah,
of
yeah.
all the places around that. and every city it loses money and nobody uses it.
I'm gonna go ahead and say no. I'm gonna go ahead and say no. 'Cause
menso.
I think there's a.
I say yes.
Money could go
I think yes
to
on
other
this one.
things.
I think yes.
I'm gonna go yes.
Okay.
Okay.
But I mean, spend
there
more
options?
towards the environment. So I mean, because I mean, other countries already have like fast trains and all this transportation. I mean, the thing is that we're a huge country. That's why we haven't done it right. Like most other countries,
the
are small.
bullet train?
bullet trains and all.
Is it, I also heard it has to do with the geography, like how do you say it? There's too many mountains and too many. It's not like
Yeah.
surface
Flat
for
terrain.
trains.
Because
It's
isn't
really
like
expensive.
I know Tesla's doing stuff in like LA. and
Oh, the one
So what
Yes.
about
underneath?
this one where it
Yes.
says no, we should privatize more public transportation services.
What do you mean privatize?
So
Give it to companies that actually
Like
have
Tesla.
money that has a not have to do anything with
That
the
can-
government.
oh, okay.
It's not taxpayers' money. It's independent companies like Tesla.
That's the issue that I have with people thinking that the gas company is owned by
The city.
the city. Is like I tell them, no, it's its own entity. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a service, but it's not owned by
Just
the
because
city.
it says El Paso Gas.
yeah.
No, it's Texas Gas.
Oh, Texas Gas. I mean,
But yeah,
I think they should.
privatize. I'm down for
They
that.
should fund the boring company, Elon Musk's, so they can do those tunnels, and then we all just fucking.
God,
How?
You like
so
my
more
sound effects?
privatized. So should the electoral college be abolished?
Can you explain that again?
Okay.
I always forget what the fuck that means.
So electoral college, it's how the president is actually elected.
Okay.
So each state has its own representatives, right? So we have like 35. That's where like the whole division of
Oh, okay,
representatives
yeah,
comes up,
yeah.
right? They like we have electors that go and vote actually on our behalf. I mean, they don't. They just follow the will of the people of the state.
Okay.
But so basically,
How do they know the will of the people?
Well, because we
by
vote.
voting the day of.
Like how much we vote, and then they'd see that, right? Like,
Yeah.
oh, because it looks like they're leaning more towards him. So
I mean, because they don't go in until January to actually vote for the president, right? So we vote in November, so they know what the people voted for.
Okay.
But the thing is that, let's say, I think Wyoming has 3 electors because each state has a minimum of 3. So I think they have like a population that about the same as like the El Paso County. So that's about 20,000 people for each elector, right?
Okay.
So then California has I don't know how many million people for 53 electors. So the vote counts more in like smaller states than bigger states, right?
That makes sense.
But I mean, it depends. So our system was established to be fair to big states and small states, right? So we have the House of Representatives to be proportionally divisioned depending on the size of the state. However many people live in your state, that's how many. The Senate was created to be equal. So
Okay.
each state gets 2,
Okay.
regardless of your size, right? But the Electoral College is set up to be where smaller states have a bigger voice than proportionally than states like Texas, right? So do you want that system or like a popular vote where most countries have, like whoever gets the most amount of votes nationally, they're the one that wins?
I'm gonna say smaller states are kind of weird
Because
weird people move to smaller states. So why are they getting more power?
Wow.
Florida,
so,
man.
So like Hillary Clinton
an
won
interesting
by
stance.
3 million votes.
Yeah.
She technically won the popular vote.
Yeah.
But Trump won because of the electoral college.
because of the electoral.
Let's take it off then. Let's try
Let's be
it.
honest. All the cool people are in California.
Okay, that's
Texas.
Try
kind
something
of weird though, because if Hillary won like by the popular vote, then that means that the guys in Senate were like, some of them were like, no, I mean, we like this guy more.
Well, I mean, it's not
You know?
actually the representatives. It's people that we don't know. But
Okay.
it's like 53. It's not actually the senators or House of Representatives. But the number comes from those.
Right.
See,
However many.
but they're swayed, no? Like California voted more for Hillary, but then they're like, whoa, yeah, the people said Hillary, but we kind of like Trump, so we're gonna vote for Trump. Is that how more or less or not really?
No, so the electors follow whatever the state votes for. So
Oh, okay. So if Hillary won, that's what they vote for.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
the
People
thing
voted
is that,
this.
that Trump won Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and what was the other one? I don't even know. It was like another
Yeah,
state
no,
that
you're-
that he
We're
won.
following you on this one, dog.
say random
Yeah.
Hawaii.
Three states that
He-
he won
like
that
key
used to
states.
that we used to be Democratic,
Right.
red this time
Right.
Republican.
Oh, shit.
I would say no then. Let's try. I mean, I'm.
So I
down
mean,
to try different.
this is it's a hard question to answer, right? Because
I say no. I say
it
no.
shouldn't be abolished.
Yeah, it shouldn't be
Oh yeah,
abolished.
sorry. Yes, it should be abolished. I'm sorry.
No, I say
Take it
no.
off.
because
Just take it off.
a lot of people would vote. I think there's people that are really well versed in politics, and then there's people like me. I don't know jack shit. I may read things that are biased and whatever, and go off of emotion, like, oh, I'm gonna vote because fuck Hillary, and then a lot of people might think the same way. So she wins just based off of emotion, not really off of facts and like hard fucking evidence. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think it shouldn't.
So you're not a fan of like shaking it up a little bit, because if
I'm
criticize
down for
the
shaking
system,
it up.
We're criticizing the system and how it's flawed and everything. So I think we should change it a little. bit.
So the drawback of abolishing it is that so right now when presidential elections happen, it's mostly a few states like Florida, Nevada, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Pennsylvania. Those are the states that matter.
Okay.
Texas doesn't really matter for now because it's always going to be conservative.
Right.
California doesn't matter because it's always going to be Democratic.
And
right?
all those states are small states, right?
Which
That you gotta mention?
no.
Pennsylvania's
what did you
like, but
They're
they
big
have like
states.
so we always focus on a few states in every election.
Because it can be swayed.
Yeah.
The swing states.
The
that's
swing
But are
states.
those the ones that have more
Yeah,
power
very
than?
cool.
So, if we get rid of it, the fear is that like the smaller states won't be listened to as much,
okay.
right? Because then it's people in larger cities. There's more people that tend to be Democratic. So the fear is city people are not going
It's not gonna
to
be
pay
fair.
as much attention to people out in smaller states, the rural community.
Gotcha. Well, for this purposes, let's do the majority. Do
Majority?
you think you shouldn't? Or
I say you
Wait,
shouldn't.
so just real quick, just to.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, sorry.
So then, is this working though? Like, are the smaller states now even, like
So-
with the bigger states, or are they getting more power?
The smaller states would end up losing.
Bless you.
No, how it is now though with the electoral college.
They
Like,
have more power than.
see, I think that's unfair. Like, why aren't they just equal?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's because we're a republic. We're not a democracy technically.
Right.
We are a democracy, but a republic we're federalized. So states have their laws and their stuff.
Yeah,
and
but
the federal government.
I think what I'm trying to say is like, why just because you're a smaller state do you get more power than the bigger states? Why can't you just get like
Well,
even
they
amount?
don't.
of
So each person. You're saying is each person still have the same weight in vote. Like if you voted
think
for this
so.
person,
But they don't.
I think that's what I'm saying.
Well, they don't because he was saying like how was it, Tennessee or who we were talking about? Can't remember. But they only have three.
Wyoming.
They only have three. But then in the Senate, everybody has two.
Yeah.
Regardless, no matter how big or how small,
Yeah.
you have two no matter what. So I mean, it's fair because everybody has two, no matter how big the state is.
But in regards to voting, right?
So it really depends. It depends how well or how much you want to distribute power equally, right? Because inherently our government like gives smaller states more power, so people in those states have a bit more power than people in bigger states. But that's just like the compromise that was done when the country was founded,
that's a
right?
tricky
To
one.
like
It's like-
pass the constitution.
yeah, because it's like voting. It's like 100 voters to 2 voters. You know, like.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it
And they
encourage-
have no other way of like doing it because
It might encourage people to vote more, though.
Right. So there's both sides. So
more involved.
I want to get rid of it, but I see the argument to keep it. Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
say
I think
get
there's
rid of it.
different
tricky
ways.
one.
Let's
It's
try
a
something.
tricky one. But
'cause, like let's say on that day like you're swayed like on based on emotion to vote for this person,
Yeah.
even though this person might not have
And you're a
great
smaller
policies.
state. Is that what you're saying? Like,
Just in general,
Yeah.
In general, like on that day that you're gonna go vote, you're swayed because of a feeling of an emotion. Like, fuck this guy. Like, not even based upon facts. Like the policies that he has.
Yeah.
You're just. He said something like, fuck that guy. I don't like what he said. So you're going to vote for the other person. And then that person wins, but not really having good policies, good vision or anything like that. You're just voting for this person
You're the
off of
tiebreaker.
emotion. And that's
You're the tiebreaker.
what's going to happen if we abolish
Well, Irvin's
electoral.
Irvin's
Well,
gonna-
not going to happen, but that's my train of
happen.
thought. Like, that's something
That's
that
your
can
worry.
happen.
That's your
yeah,
concern.
your worry.
definitely.
Oscar, Irvin's the tiebreaker, though. Because we got 2 for.
I feel the weight of the world on my shoulders.
So yes or no?
yes or no?
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
All right.
Get rid of that
Fuck
shit.
you, Oscar.
It can be a good
No,
thing
you're
and it
right.
can be a bad thing. I'm on the
I
fence.
see.
I
I
just-
see the like,
Yeah.
why keep
Yeah.
it right. I see
I'm on
why,
the
but
fence.
right now.
I still
Yeah, I'm
just
on the fence. I'm not gonna lie.
I honestly do think people from because having like, I guess I mean I have very minimal knowledge, but driving through states, you see, people are very different in like these smaller states. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know, man.
All right, so the next one is should photo ID be required to vote?
Oui. Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Sure. Yeah.
definitely.
Photo ID. What are the drawbacks in that though?
It's like
Anybody
letting
can come off the street.
and vote, like foreign people. Let's say that they buy foreign votes. You know what I'm saying? Like people coming from a foreign country.
Just keep that. Yeah, sure.
So
Security thing.
that's like the logic behind it, right? That's why like
Security.
people want that, but the drawback is, okay, let's say I'm poor, I can't get an ID,
Okay.
right? Because you have to pay money to get an ID, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
have
it's
to
like
go
25
to
something.
the DMV and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
So should I not be able to vote?
But what if you can use other forms like your birth certificate or a shot record? Or,
Oh yeah. Is there other stances where you can like identify yourself in other ways?
I think it should be like if you have a birth certificate, like you don't have to have an ID, but everybody has a birth certificate, like or a social security
I like
card.
this option. It says no and automatically register every citizen to vote when they turn 18.
So,
that would
that's what some European countries do.
Yeah.
As soon as you turn 18,
That would
you
save
get
a
a
lot of
card
time.
saying that you can vote. And like here, what we all got our selected service
Right.
card.
So we're just, I think
that's a good idea.
I lean more towards the make it as easy as
Because
possible.
we're lazy, dude. We're
Yeah.
so pampered. We definitely
Yeah.
need to hold people's hands. Like, look, you can vote.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything.
Exactly.
Just go up there. And
Dude, like the
fucking vote.
only reason I'm registered to vote right now is because at UTEP they were walking around passing out voting
I don't think
slips.
I've done it yet.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have registered.
Can you do
So
to
you've
it
vote.
never
online?
voted?
No, I want to this year for sure.
So I mean, you
Next
can go
year.
online and
I
just.
don't know if you feel the same way as I do, but the reason I never voted is because I just don't feel educated enough to make a decision. And
Yeah,
I'm just
well,
like,
you know what it is, and that's another thing I wanted to talk to you too. Is like it's like you have to educate yourself, and I think it is work, to.
But I
to
think
really
things
put
like
in
this-
the time to research, and that's what our generation is a little lazy. We're just
yeah.
like what?
Or we have so many other things like.
But in
know?
a way, I kind of see. Like it would also be a disservice for me to just go and just vote for whoever I thought
Exactly,
looks coolest.
exactly.
So that's kind of my stance. on
Yeah.
it.
But I mean, that's democracy though.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Like there's gonna be people that are not educated and they just vote.
Yeah.
Right?
So like okay.
I mean, but that's
Because you like the person. I mean, that's why reality stars win the votes and
yeah, and I mean that's the
Reagan
drawback,
or
right? And like
whatever.
in an ideal world, everybody's educated, everybody knows the issues,
Yeah.
they know that. But it's not. It's democracy.
But that's why shit like this is badass. Like
I like this.
you're
yeah.
basically taking a quiz, like you said, to see what
We should
Disney
link it.
princess you are.
We'll
Yeah.
link it.
Yeah,
Again,
so, I mean, because politics shouldn't be an everyday thing for us, right?
True,
like
true.
every
Well,
so
we're all-
often we vote for the people, and that's why they
Yeah.
pass laws on our behalf. So
Right.
we don't have to think about that. We live our
Exactly.
lives.
It's also
and
a
every
stigma
two
to it, because everybody like in every workplace tell you can't talk about politics, can't talk about religion. So it's not something that we probably
Yeah.
spend a lot of time or we try to avoid altogether. So yeah, I think stuff like this is really helpful because it puts it into terms that you're like, well, look, let me straight up, like, tell me, do you want to get rid of
you want this
You
or
wanna
this?
do
And
Yeah.
okay, like
That's
then
awesome.
like go for this person then because he or she is like the most
True.
person that
Shit,
you-
and people are on their phones all the time. So
should
Yeah,
foreigners currently residing in the United States have the right to vote? So this one is basically saying non-citizens
Yeah.
being able to vote.
no,
I agree. No.
Yeah, no.
unanimous.
Unanimous, no. Should the government increase or decrease military spending?
Keep it the same. Keep it the same.
I think it should be decreased.
As the only veteran here.
You shut your mouth. You shut your mouth,
As the
Irvin.
only veteran here.
You America hating.
Let me see.
Are you trying to say you have more of a say than I have?
Yeah.
What is this
you
deficit?
warmonger?
Is this one that says our deficit is drastically
I don't
reduced?
even know what
So-
monger is.
I think
so we
you
have
should
our
explain to
national
us.
debt, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But the deficit is kind of so each year the Congress passes the like how much they're going to spend in the year,
All right.
or like the next few years,
Right.
And for going back a few years, decades now, they're spending more than what they get in. So
Okay.
that difference is called the deficit, and then the deficit goes into our debt. So it's like the deficit's like how much we're missing each year, and then the debt is like over all these
Yeah.
years, this is how much we owe because we keep spending more than what we're getting in. Right.
Okay, I get you. To me, it's again, there's the only person who's actually
Yeah.
served you. It's hard because to me, like the issue is more of participation more than it is like money. Not to say that they couldn't use the money. There's a lot of we're basically trying to do. We're like stretched out pretty thin as far as the military goes. Like people are just not joining as much as they were. So I would say it's more of an issue of participation. But I would say it couldn't hurt to increase it. So I'm gonna go ahead and say increase, but I'm not gonna put like a specific amount. I'm not saying like you gotta give us like X amount of money. I think it could help, especially since we are spread out so thin as far as like the workforce in the military. That's my opinion.
And you said
I said keep it the same.
same.
Well, from what I've spoken to you about, I understand that we spend like way more than anybody else does, right? Like a shitload amount.
We spend more than the next 8 countries combined.
See, and that seems like a little bit of overkill. But then again, there are benefits. Like we get a lot of our technology from the military, right?
Research
a lot of jobs, like for military stuff. But I guess the question is, is it too much? Like, how do you know when it's too much, or do we need? Like, there's this fear that goes around. Like, well, what if we like cut it, and then shit starts like
Popping off.
yeah, and like something happens. Like, because at the end of the day, like if there is a war, like it's gonna be nuclear. You know what I mean? Like or informational war. Like it's gonna be. We no longer are gonna go like
Hand to hand combat.
yeah. I really don't think that's gonna. It's kind of like when World War I happened, and then people were like still used to the fucking we're gonna fight with swords and all that shit. And then everybody got slaughtered because it's like fuck. There's machine guns now. There's all this other stuff, and it's like shit even more advanced. So I don't know. Personally, I think it is too much. I don't know. What do you think, Burt?
It's again, it's complicated because I mean we are kind of the police of the world, right?
And that too, yeah.
So we have I don't know more than 700 bases across the world, right? Whether you agree with it or not, I mean, should we be the police of the world? Should we be the ones that are like making sure that everything is semi okay? And I mean, I do think we're spending a lot more than we need to, but
Yeah.
I mean, given it's either if we're not the ones that are kind of overseeing, like kind of like the world and making sure like that it's called La Pax Americana, whatever. It's
Yeah.
like that's like the period of time where we're the ones that are like the superpower of the world.
Right.
Yeah.
So
If
it's
it's
our
not
responsibility.
us,
Yeah.
then it's gonna be someone else.
Right.
And I'd rather it be us promoting democratic values of democracy.
Yeah.
Because I mean, China is rising, right?
Right.
And they're more of an authoritarian type of government. So
Right.
they take over. They are gonna spread their world
Their
philosophies,
ideology
right?
and everything.
And they already are.
Right.
Right. But I would like to decrease it.
Yeah.
But I think we should just keep it the same.
Like keep it the same, or I like that other one where increase it only after we
Our-
Get our
decrease
shit
our,
together.
our
The thing is
our
that
debt.
I think most of our spending is military.
It's military,
Right.
Damn.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna decrease, because if you decrease other stuff, then it's like education, it's infrastructure, it's all these other smaller
Yeah.
programs where you're kind of cutting everything else
Yeah.
except the main thing that you're spending.
Like the way I see it, it's kind of like when you're working out, like you're only working out your upper body to like fuck people up, but your whole base, you're not working it.
Like your legs?
So your education, people, your healthcare,
Yeah.
like you're letting everybody fucking rot inside, and only your power is like showing. You know, your
But this is
military
a
side.
unique situation because this is a job that not everybody's signing up to do. Like, I'm not talking about specifically me because I served like a very
Yeah.
comfortable job. Like, I'll be honest, like my job was not too difficult, but like we were supporting bigger people that are doing these shitty jobs that are out there days on end without seeing their families and stuff like that. They're getting shot at, they're coming back with like fucked up minds and stuff. So it's like, it's a very, very difficult thing to just say, like, for me at least, for me to just say like, well, nah, like cut it, like they're fine.
Yeah,
They're
I get
not
what you're
really
coming
fine
I lean-
because they're
Yeah.
out there doing something that you and I would never ever want to
I
do.
lean to
like,
the right more
You know
in
what I
that
I
in
get
that
what you're saying.
aspect because I feel like if guys aren't joining or kids aren't joining, it's because of that, because they put this this idea in their brain that like war is bad and don't do that and we shouldn't, like peace is the answer and blah blah blah. It's like, well, not everybody thinks that way. Like
Yeah.
not everybody thinks that way. So you cannot put that thought into their mind. Let them discern whether war is good or whether they should join or not. Like, don't sway them. Like, oh, don't join. Like, no, man. Like, let them decide.
Yeah.
Um,
It's tricky too because they're doing all these things that none of us would. But also like, why are they doing these things? Are those things necessary? Like, should we be
So,
out there doing these
so
things that they're doing?
I agree, but I think there's a difference between like spending money on our military force and like
Yeah.
once they come back and like actually have a
like the
military,
GI, all that
military
stuff.
stuff and spending overall in like buying or building more ships, building more aircraft that are
Right.
like there's a bunch of waste there.
Yeah.
And like there's a
Because
lot of like,
maintaining them is a lot of money
yeah.
as well, right?
Like even having our nuclear arms, it's a lot of money to make sure that they don't
Right.
just because they're old. They
Yeah.
were
True,
created in
yeah.
the 50s, 60s, so they're having to like make sure that they don't just
Has
blow
there
up.
ever been any studies to see if we're over, like, what do we truly need? Like, you know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure there's been studies,
You know?
but I mean I wouldn't
don't
know
really
how
care.
much.
Because at
I
this
feel.
point, like, nobody knows, like, okay, well, are we overspending? Because there's no baseline to be
True.
like, well, this is too much, this is too
I
little.
mean,
You know what I mean?
there's a lot
There's
of
numbers.
waste happening.
So there is waste. So, I
There
mean,
is waste. So I mean, if we could eliminate waste and like reduce it by that much,
yeah, and go give it to healthcare or give it to,
Yeah.
you know, I haven't had a checkup in 10 years. You know what I mean? Because I don't have healthcare, and it's
Yeah.
like it'd be cool if, like, you know, I'm trying to get a job to have healthcare, but still, like, I think we should have.
Mm-hmm.
Why do other countries have
Like
free
free
healthcare?
Join the
healthcare.
military.
So I guess
Yeah, join the military.
That's the only option.
I think we're 2-2, so we'll
We
just
could
say
we could
neither.
do that
We'll just
one,
keep
neither.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Just question two, because you mentioned the deficit, and I remember last time you were talking about what Trump was doing that kind of fucked us up a little bit more about the quantitative easing or something like that.
Well, quantitative easing was like for the recession, what kind of helped us out. But what Trump did was like he passed a tax cut for the rich, basically.
Right.
A $1 trillion tax cut. So we're getting less money,
Okay.
but we're still spending the same. Right.
So he just pushed it.
So he's just increasing the deficit.
Right.
Which is adding to our debt.
Yeah. And people don't see that. They're just like, how do they perceive it when he does it? Because they're like, oh, that was a
Well,
smart
because
move.
I mean, I mean, it's presented as like, oh, we're cutting your taxes, right?
Yeah.
Right. Nobody wants to pay taxes, right?
Right.
But it's mainly benefits the top 10% of
Yeah.
people in this country.
And then it's just adding more to the debt.
Yeah. Because we're still spending the same, but it's just like now they're getting less taxes to pay for this stuff.
Right.
All right. So the next question is: should the U.S.
No.
accept refugees from Syria?
No.
It's yes, no, or yes.
No.
Accept
We
10,000.
should accept 10,000.
None.
Accept
Zero.
only families. Accept
No,
more than
single
10,000. No, send them all back. No, we should eliminate any opportunity for terrorists to enter the country.
What can they go through background checks or checks, like, just to check them? To
We don't
see-
have any archives on
You
them.
know what I mean? Or I don't know. Or
Well,
leave them,
they-
like, I don't know.
So they are, they are checked, right? They go through an extensive process,
Right.
before they're allowed in,
Yeah.
right? I mean, they don't just get random people and like, all right, come in, right?
Right.
They have to go through a process,
Right.
and they have to be approved by different agencies saying yes,
Yeah.
this person is safe enough to enter our country.
Right. Because I think it goes back to what you were saying earlier. Like, we are the powerhouse of the world, right? And it kind of does fall on your shoulders to help others. Like, why are we so lucky to have been born here? Like, fuck yeah, that's badass. And it just sucks that someone was born 10 miles to the other fucking side of the wall and they just live a shitty life. Like, I think as the powerhouse of the world, you should lead the way to make it so that people can all enjoy, like, the freedoms of
So I
of
agree,
life,
but
you know what
I
I mean?
think there are limits, right? Because
Yeah.
I don't think everybody should move to this country.
Well,
Right.
Right? Not every person that needs.
But people
financial-
seeking
Refuge,
like,
yeah.
people who are running away
in
from
a
people trying to
civil
kill
war,
them. You know what I
right?
mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you're a
Refugees should-
family, if you're a good person, you're a guy who's just trying to get your family. The wife is there, and then you're in a city or in a place where people are bombing all over the place. It's like, I don't want to live. I don't want to be in the situation. Can someone help me, please? Like, you know what I mean? And that sucks. Like, to just be like, oh, well, sucks. You were born over there. Fuck you, guy. You know what I mean? Like,
So I mean,
It's kinda
I
hard
think
to
we
discern,
should
yeah.
help, but there should be limits.
It's
Because,
hard.
I think-
climate change is going to make things worse,
Yeah.
right?
True.
So there's going to be more people needing help, more people
Once
in like
technol-
areas of drought and war. So it's like, oh, like we should help as much as we can.
Yeah.
Right. But we also can't
Well,
help everyone.
I was gonna
Right.
say I do
Yeah.
subscribe to the idea that you teach a man or give a man a fish, feed him for a day, all that stuff. So because I get what you guys are saying, like we do have like this kind of, but it's more like a self-imposed responsibility
Yeah,
that
and
we kind of give
yeah.
ourselves. But the thing is that I feel like we can't even successfully or like manage people that are trying to come in to this country from like right next door. So why the hell are we going to be trying to do that? You know what I'm saying? We need to fix the system all across the board before we can even say
And
like, okay,
the
you know what I
immigration
mean?
system.
So I think it's a bigger problem. So I'm gonna, in that aspect, I'm gonna say no, just because
No.
we just
Yeah.
we can't do it. We can't even do it efficiently with people like right in Mexico. So why the fuck are we gonna be trying to do that? We're just doing them a disservice, in my opinion.
I like what Gilbert said about that like there's always gonna be need.
Yeah.
There's always gonna be people, you know, maybe not war, but you know the famine, all of that crazy
Climate.
stuff, climate. So as the world, you know, let's say it starts fucking shitting, like it starts hitting the fan from the bottom up, and then people are just gonna keep coming up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Se va a acabar parejo. Like there's a lot of resources, definitely. Maybe we can go years before it ends, pero eventually it's gonna end. And I really, I don't know. I don't think we should let them, like, definitely an extensive
Like, you think it's too
process.
dangerous?
We have our own shit going on here, man.
But I think it's
If you
separate
can't
issues.
even, if
Yeah,
you
I
can't
mean,
even
it is
handle what
separate
you have at
issues.
home,
Yeah.
But I mean, I think we should accept refugees, right?
accept
But, I
them.
mean, because I mean, we should accept them, but we also there's limits. We should do our share in the world because other countries are accepting them as well.
Okay.
And I think there's like a UN recommended amount that like how many you accept, and we should do that amount.
Okay.
think
Like
so.
whatever is proportionally
Wasn't-
our responsibility.
Okay.
But
So you
I
wanna
mean, we
say
can't
yes?
accept the whole.
Wasn't
country.
France having some issue? I think it was France or
Yeah, with the bombings and stuff.
Well, because they accepted so many refugees, and then the crime rate went up, rapes
Yeah.
went up, everything like started
Right.
going to shit.
I mean, there are so overall it wasn't as bad, but there are instances of
Yeah.
that, right? I mean, that's the risk you take of.
Yeah.
Of
Also,
allowing
like,
people coming from
also-
How do you know that's not just the media trying to like make you have this perception of the refugees?
But
you know what I
because,
mean?
there's very few far in between, right? But you're not gonna cover like all these 10,000 families are doing fine.
Yeah.
It's just this one person like
It's
fucking it up, right?
Dark figures. They're dark figures. Some of them are dark figures. Like they don't get brought up in the media. Like,
Yeah.
did you guys know that somebody pulled out a gun at EP Fitness?
No.
Exactly. Like nobody found out. I found out because of
Because
a
it was you.
person.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right.
I pulled out the
I
gun.
found out because of a
Nobody
person
found
of a
out.
person. Like you know, like
Well, it also happened when the whole was it Colombian? Sorry, the people that came from where were they from?
Oh,
Sorry, I'm trying to remember.
El Salvador.
El Salvador.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
And they were like, apparently there was like people complaining about the food that they were giving.
Mexican.
okay,
and
yeah,
like
yeah,
At the
yeah.
border,
and
they're
then,
like,
now,
frijoles
and now
con
that was
tortilla.
the only thing that was covered. But I'm pretty sure there were people who were grateful. So yeah, you're right. I mean,
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
I mean, it's complicated. So
Check it
what
out.
do we?
Yeah.
what
Once
should we do?
technology gets to the point where you can read people's minds, we'll just see what they really want to do.
Pinche
And then we'll be
there's
like,
gonna be
no,
a lot
look,
of people executed.
we just
like,
read
right
your
on the
mind.
spot.
You want to do some shitty shit, so you're not going to come here.
Can you imagine? You
No,
can really read
no,
their
no
mind,
digas
like,
eso, güey. La verdad.
Neuralink.
He was about to kill me, guys.
Me dejan solo?
Huh?
Sí.
All the fucked up shit you think about.
Yeah, dude, I'll be alone for the rest of my life.
Everybody would be really well behaved.
Would you do that?
Yeah.
Like if that technology came to
I'm not gonna. No, like I wouldn't. I already.
I'm with him because you had brought up before like a collective like
Hive mind
consciousness.
kind of thing.
I don't want that. I do not want.
you got too much shady
it's
shit.
not
No, it's
even
just like I want to
because
be my own person. Not
yeah.
a
Oh yeah.
collective
No, okay,
thing.
but
Like
I'm saying like you have the option. That's like forced. It's just like there's this
the
technology
idea is-
available.
It's like Black Mirror, you know, that everybody has that rewind thing. Like I'll be that person that does not have it. Like I don't care for
I'm just
it.
saying the option. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. You have the option.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
I guess.
and I'm gonna say no.
Anyway,
So-
Bert,
Yes,
I re-
but only 10,000. That's like halfway.
Okay.
It's like
That's
only
okay.
like, these
Alright.
Okay, I
families.
gotta take a piss.
That's 10,000 too much that I don't want here.
where's the cutoff point? That would suck. We have like a family of 5 and you only get 2 people.
You're like,
Who's your favorite kid?
You're like at
Choose one.
9,994, and then it's like, oh, fuck you, Rabar.
Rabar.
Piece of shit.
Wow.
You didn't fucking wipe the toilet last time. Chinga tu
Damn,
madre.
you're fucking dick.
Que la verga.
All right. Foreign terrorism.
Should foreign terrorism suspects be given constitutional rights?
Suspects. Oh my god, that's so
A
vague. Like,
suspect?
they don't even know if they are terrorists. They're just
No, but they're also foreign,
Suspects.
so they're not from here.
so they're not from here. So
And
so
they're suspected.
they're
of doing
just
something
suspected.
wrong?
Oh, you know you're not from here, so I suspect you're a fucking terrorist.
Well, I mean, they'll have like they might have I don't know a
A
plot
background?
to do something, right?
okay.
So basically, what would happen is we would go out and get them. Ideally,
Yeah.
that's like Osama bin Laden. Like we
Yeah.
try to get him,
Yeah.
but we ended up killing him because I mean, right. But they would be brought over here, And what's been
Like a due process.
what started happening under Bush is Guantanamo Bay, right? They would send them there, and they don't have constitutional rights,
Yeah.
and they're kept there indefinitely. Like they don't have the rights, right?
Yeah. Well, I know
But should they be given the constitutional rights that we all get?
because there
Like
are
a due
laws,
process
there
kind
are
of thing.
Like a due process.
there are
Okay.
POW laws in place, but I mean, yeah, I guess the whole Guantanamo Bay. I mean, I think you should just have like stricter laws concerning like treating somebody like with humanity, not so much as like give them the right to vote and all that shit. But
No, I mean because they would just be tried
fairly.
as a
okay.
not like a citizen because they're not citizens, but in the same process.
But isn't like one of the rights that we have is to be tried by a jury of our peers? So wouldn't they have to be tried where in their country?
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be from their country. It would be like wherever they're being indicted and prosecuted in
Right.
the U.S., whatever district that is, they'd get like jury members from there.
From
I mean,
the
that they don't
US.
live here, right?
From the
US.
US.
Yeah.
See, that seems kind of
But I mean-
sketchy. Because it's like, I don't even know anybody here. Like, obviously,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That
But-
seems like it leaves a lot of room for.
But I mean, they'd be given like fair trial,
Yeah.
representation, and like they'd be able to make their case.
I think I like that.
Or no, like they're
It
not
is
U.S.
risky.
citizens. They
I
do
think-
not get
Yes,
constitutional
I
rights.
say yes, but
Or they should be tried by military tribunals and not subject to
what's the
torture.
difference?
Military tribunals, I don't think they have juries. I think it's more of just like
Their own opinion, like, you know what?
The judge. I don't know how the military
Yeah, me
justice
neither.
system works.
So
I mean, it's pretty similar, but
I say yes, but don't shut down Guantanamo Bay, because then let's say that you find this person like, oh yeah, you're a definite piece of shit. Well, then you have a place to go. You go to Guantanamo Bay. Don't shut down
But
Guantanamo Bay.
should that shitty person get a trial? Should we find out if they are or not?
Yeah, we should find out if they are like if they really are a shitty person. I go back to the feelings, like to
Yeah.
emotion, like just like based off of my emotion, like fuck Gilbert, like I don't fucking like Gilbert,
Yeah.
like
Hang him.
Guantanamo Bay. See, you know what I'm saying?
he said,
Yeah.
hang it.
So yes, but give them
Yeah.
a fair trial. Oh, not shut down.
Don't shut down.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
no. Keep it open.
Yes, give them a fair
Cock
trial.
meat
Okay.
sandwich.
Because you know what you also have to be careful of?
You never seen Harold and
Kumar?
Kumar? Give them
Yeah.
all cock meat sandwiches.
You also have to be careful of like, because who's labeling these people as
Terrorists.
You know what I mean? So you
That
have to
would
be
be the
careful.
CIA.
You have to be careful of that because it's like, well, why do they have
Or
so much
FBI.
power? Like, you know what? This guy's trying to do this shit, so therefore let's label him
Well,
as
I mean,
a terrorist.
there's a process, right? Like, if you join the CIA, you can be like, you know what, this person's a shitty person. Let's go after him. No, there's like,
There's evidence
I'm
and
just.
everything.
I think all I'm trying to say is like, just don't give them. There should be a.
See, but that's what we
Yeah.
picked on. Like, there's
Yeah,
a due
there's
process. Like, present all the evidence and
Yeah.
everything, and then okay, yeah, this person is a
Yeah,
shitty
because
person.
even like the whole Edward Snowden thing, like couldn't they have just labeled him as a terrorist or something like that? I don't know if I'm jumping on the right question, but like, and then they don't get a fair thing, and then the story never gets out. You know what I
so
mean?
he was a whistleblower, and I mean, yeah, I mean, technically they could label him as a terrorist,
Yeah,
but I mean, they never did, and I mean,
but like, what if they did? You know, we would have never known that we're getting
You know
like
what, bro?
spied on
Yeah,
by.
but-
But he has the same concern that I was
Snitches
trying to
get
give you
stitches,
guys as,
dog.
as far as like you're getting judged by a jury of your peers. So it was his worry that he was like, he said, obviously if I get judged by these people, obviously they're gonna convict me. They're gonna be like, yeah, of course you're guilty. And that was why my worry, because we're talking about somebody who's suspected of being a terrorist. You bring him to the U.S. where he doesn't live, where he's never, you know what I'm saying? Like, it seems like it's leading. It's gonna lead to like some biased opinions. Like, you know,
Yeah.
there might be some gun ho Americans like, fuck yeah, like.
But I think that's
Kill
where
him.
the selection process of the jury.
Yeah, there's a selection
Okay, so
process,
there's
but
selection?
every trial has a selection process, right?
Yeah.
But that's also part of like our system, right?
Yeah,
But
You're never gonna get like a fully well educated, unbiased jury.
Right.
God damn it.
no, yeah, I see your point.
I
Greg.
don't want to be
Snitches get
president.
stitches, dog. Snitches get
My
stitches.
fly's down.
If you're a whistleblower, snitches get stitches. That's all I'm saying.
Dude, but the
Fuck
whistleblowers
you.
would have helped us out so much.
Nah, fuck them all.
I mean, historically they have helped, but I mean, I can see like
The
why you
the
don't want them
rule
to
of
say
the
anything,
land
right?
is
But-
snitches get stitches, bitches.
the rule of the land.
Alright,
Yeah.
so now some science
There's
questions.
no
Do you
rules in the
support
jungle.
nuclear energy?
Yeah.
So like
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yes. No.
What about China? Oh, what is that place wherever?
Chernobyl
Yeah, where the freaking the reactor like melted or some
or
shit.
Fukushima.
Yeah, and then
I mean,
like,
that's
everything
the
went to
risk,
shit.
right?
Yeah, I think that's the fear that people have,
But we have better technology now.
Okay,
Yeah.
then yeah.
and it's a lot more efficient nuclear. I don't know.
And you can turn into a superhero if shit hits the
yeah,
fan.
dude. Yes.
Godzilla, you know.
Or die.
All the
That's
good
the
shit
downside.
happens.
Radiation poisoning.
There's no downside. You either get really badass energy, or we all become fucking Hulk.
Or we die. And Gilbert said.
That's rare. That
Should the government
never
Shit
happens.
never happens.
This
should
is a
the
good one.
government require
Yes.
children to be vaccinated for preventable
Ah,
diseases?
oui. Yeah.
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 Hold on. Well, I mean, okay, fine.
See,
I'm just saying,
there's
like,
never been like autism, like
no, I'm saying like, I agree with that. Like, vaccinations are important, but I just feel like that takes away a little bit of your
your
like
right
if
to
you
say
want
yes or no.
yeah, like freedom.
But then,
other
like the
things,
measles,
But then, yeah,
measles
It's-
came
it's
back
huge.
because
It's-
people weren't getting vaccinated.
yeah,
It's
I
herd
guess-
immunity. You need at
yeah.
least, I think, like 88% or like 90% of people to be vaccinated to have it eradicated. So it
I guess
doesn't
I'm
exist.
just going through the side of like freedom. You know what I mean? Like, you should pick.
You can't
So
please
that's part of
everybody.
it, right? So and then there's
Yeah.
also the religious aspect of it. Some people
Yeah.
don't want vaccines, right?
The
Well,
Jehovah's
yeah,
Witnesses.
then they should get the fuck out of our country.
Jehovah's Witnesses don't even get
They don't even get blood transfusion. But I think everyone should be.
What you could do
vaccinated,
too is like,
regardless.
don't make it. But like, if you're not vaccinated, your kids can't go to public school. Like, you know what I mean? Like, to prevent the dangers.
measles
You know what I
and
mean?
that
Like,
also-
oh, you don't want to get vaccinated,
Isn't
but,
that also infringing on their freedom?
but you're not forcing them to do something. You're just.
Yeah, you are. You're forcing them not to go to public school.
No, they can go to private school or something. You're just not forcing them to do something. You're just kind
They
of.
can go to private school, but not public school.
Well, if they want to, they're paying for it.
So
That's
So you
extra.
fuck the private school
No.
kids. They can get fucked
But
over.
it's because
You can't please.
I know where
everybody, bro.
everyone's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
with this.
You know what I mean?
I know where he's going with this.
The thing is, like, okay, they go to private school, right? But they're still part of society. Like, it's not like, okay,
Yeah.
we're just gonna keep them on an island, right?
Yeah,
They're
Because
still
what
a good
about the
part-
kids that do get vaccinated and then they don't, and then those
Criminally
kids,
liable?
Yeah.
like those kids, like start hanging out with the kids from the public school,
Yeah.
and then they carry the shit over, like
Watch, once technology finishes away,
Got
where
it,
you
got
can
it.
tell who's been vaccinated, then Walmart can also be like, you know what, you're not vaccinated, you're not coming in here.
like there's like
Yeah.
like a door.
So it's not up to the government, it's up to the private everything.
Cabrón.
I'm just
It's
gonna
too much.
I'm yes.
Just kidding, yes.
Yes.
Okay,
I'm just trying to stir the
Like
pot.
that. Have you ever seen that movie? Where you can't have more than one kid, and this guy has 7 girls, and they're all named like
shit.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
Is it
Friday.
Children of Men?
Have you ever
Yes.
seen that?
I think it's called Children of
I
Men,
haven't
right?
seen it.
I can't
Where
remember.
they can't have male.
Right.
No. They can have male
Oh,
or
okay.
I
female,
know
but
what
they
you're
just
talking
can't
about.
have a certain amount of children.
Yeah.
So they can tell, like they can tell if you were born and like it's more than one child. So that's like where I'm going with this, like that type of technology, like
think I've seen that
to
movie.
tell
What
that
do they
kind
do?
of shit. But yeah, that movie's pretty badass.
They come and take your kid or what?
Mr. Megorium's
Yeah, they
Wonder
killed.
Emporium.
Supposedly they were like, oh, they're put to sleep and they're wonderfully, but nah, they were getting cremated. Like kids were getting
I think
like
it's Jurassic Park.
like if there were twins, like one of them was getting
Part
cremated.
2.
Yeah,
It was Lost World. That's
rough.
it's Jurassic Park.
I think
Dude, I'm so lost.
It
Like,
was Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium.
no, it's not what it's called.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Should producers be required to label genetically engineered foods?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Should be labeled?
But isn't everything
Yeah, label it. Fuck it.
GMO?
Just label it. Let's
No,
just
some of
label
them
it.
are hidden under like a certain like word or whatever.
get away
We're
with-
consumers.
You can get away with
we should
it.
have
Like-
the right to know what's in our
Like,
shit.
from my understanding,
You still eat whatever you want.
yeah, like pretty much everything had to be genetically modified for it to even
Yeah.
survive.
Corn.
The shelf life.
Corn,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, yeah,
definitely
label
a,
it.
a
Label
big
it.
label.
Fuck it.
Like I'm
Yeah.
still gonna eat it.
A
Yeah.
big label.
Just
Not
label
like
it.
little
Yeah.
fine print. Like no,
label
a
it.
big
It's like,
label.
what is it?
Should the U.S. raise taxes on the rich?
Ooh.
So let me read.
I talked about that one.
let me actually read all of them because this is like. So yes, no, yes, and raise taxes on all income brackets. So everyone. Reform a flat tax so everybody gets taxed the same percentage instead of like the progressive, depending how much you make. No, lower taxes for the poor. No, keep the current tax structure. Lower the income tax rate and remove all existing tax loopholes for large corporations. Abolish the income tax. Disallow all deductions and increase the sales tax. Those are the options.
I say just raise the taxes on the rich people.
We can't. They should do one where it's like just keep the taxes the same, but you can remove the existing loopholes.
Yeah, the loopholes.
That'd be nice.
What about that capital taxes, right? The one that's lower. What is that one called?
Which one?
Where basically the rich people are paying less in taxes because they are now being taxed on their not their income but
Their
their
assets.
Oh, so you're talking about
something like
the wealth tax?
Yeah.
The one then.
Because these people don't no longer have an income. They're just making money off. We had spoken about this.
Yeah.
They're making money off of their property or whatever, and those taxes are much lower, right, than like income taxes.
So you're not taxed on wealth.
Okay.
You're taxed on income, right?
Yeah.
So.
But their income is significantly like it's no longer income in their side, right?
Yeah, so
Now,
they make very little income,
Right.
but their wealth is always expanding, right?
exactly, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, is there any option to? Because that's a loophole, basically, right? So is that what that one's referring to?
Elizabeth Warren is the one that first proposed the wealth tax, the 2% wealth tax.
Yeah.
So I think it's above 50 million.
Okay.
All your assets above that
Mm-hmm.
is taxed 2%,
Right.
right? But I mean, it
Because
depends.
we had the discussion before where like I was telling the guys, I was like, no, yeah, they should tax the rich people more so that money can be used, because there's this perception that we're all paying the same amount in taxes when in reality rich people are paying less in taxes because again they're not being taxed on their wealth and they're being taxed on their income like everybody is, but their income is lower and they're not getting taxed the same amount. You know what I mean? Like.
Well, that's capitalism, though.
Yeah, but that's a loophole. You know what I mean? And they're not
That's
paying
what
their
I'm
fair
saying.
share.
Like, let's get rid of some of these loopholes
Yeah.
like, for large corporations and stuff, and then that way. I just don't believe that. Like, if just because you're successful, it doesn't mean that you all of a
you have
sudden
to
it's
get
like
taxed
now you
more.
have to come down to my level. Like,
It's
why?
like we go back to the United States. The United States is doing really well. So because we're doing really well, we got to help everybody else out. Like, so because a person is doing really well, they have to get taxed more to help out the
Dude,
poor
that happens
people.
a lot in Mexican culture too. Like, it's like
Yeah.
we think it's funny like haters, but it is the same thing. Like somebody's like, esa persona ya se cree mucho porque tiene mucho dinero. But if it was the other way around,
But it's
It's because the way I see it is like if you're benefiting from the society, then you should have to pay your fair share. Like, okay, other
But they
countries
are.
maybe they're not, but they're not. That's what I'm telling you.
what if
Bert,
it happens
explain
like
it. What do
MC
you think?
Hammer? Like he wanted to help out so much that he went fucking broke. That's what happened.
but
to
you
MC
get what I'm
Hammer.
saying? Like if you like right now you're here, right, and then like 20 years from now you're a millionaire,
Right.
and you're still paying taxes. Y lote dice, now you gotta pay more, and I'm like,
That's the
but
thing.
why? If I,
But I'm not paying taxes
What do you mean you're not paying taxes?
because
Everybody
I've
pays
transferred.
taxes.
Well, this is the thing. Okay. So
Well, you're doing shit to not pay
Exactly,
as much.
yeah.
Okay, but that's not the issue though.
So that's what we're talking about. Yeah. Take
but
those
not
loopholes
everybody's
away.
doing that, Irvin.
But the rich people are. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, but see, like you're
But even-
labeling everybody as rich. Like, what does that mean?
But even a rich person's 2% is way more than my 2%.
exactly.
Oh, but it's a percentage.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Even
but to
a-
them
a-
it's still 2%.
But
You know what I
see,
mean? We had
2%.
talked about this last time.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. 2% of 100,000 is way more than 2% of 40,000.
1 million or something.
Yes, definitely 100%. So they are paying more taxes, but it's just they're earning this much that we see like es que they make that much, you only make this much.
Sí, ¿por qué te puede? Ya, ¿por qué te puede otros miles?
Pero
You know what I'm saying?
otros 3%.
But why?
This is what I watch. Okay. So again, it's like the
Fucking
income
communist.
tax, right?
Just kidding.
So say we're making 50,000 a year, right? And we're getting taxed on that money. The rich people, they're not making 50,000 a year. They're making it so that they're making less.
How are they doing
people
that?
do that
Exactly.
How
They're
are they doing
transferring the way they make money to their wealth, like their stocks.
assets.
Yeah, and so they're not getting taxed like we're getting taxed.
Irvin, you're acting like if people don't cheat on their incomes, like
And they
now
go to
as
prison.
poor people.
No,
People
it's-
do this shit
they
all the
do.
time.
They
How many
add more
How many
people.
people don't add extra kids to
Yeah, I know.
fucking income tax
But
every
that's
year
the thing.
to
But
get more money?
that's illegal.
Okay.
And they're getting in trouble. But these people are doing it like the legal way.
People do get
You
away
know what
with
I'm
it all
trying
the
to say?
time.
Well, rich people are getting in trouble too for tax evasion.
Yeah.
I mean,
But they're technically doing it legally because they're like, well, I'm making. Because that's what I'm trying to tell you.
but
Like,
you're saying people should get taxed on their assets.
yes, because that tax they do get taxed. I think there's like a capital tax or something, but it's much lower than the income tax, which we all have to pay.
Okay.
And that's why I'm saying they pay lower taxes because we make our money from income. We go work and then we make income. They make their money from like assets and stuff, and those things are taxed significantly less than we get taxed. So in
Okay.
a way, they're paying less taxes than we
But
are.
let's say that they own 5 things, and out of these 5 things, they're getting taxed 2% out of each thing. So that's 10%. We're only making one income tax. Let's say that we're getting taxed 5%. That's still 5% more that they're getting taxed from us.
Hold on,
I'm
excuse me.
throwing weird ass figures.
Right,
Like,
random
I don't
numbers.
know for a fact. I don't know for a fact that
You lost me.
this is how it is, but I'm just throwing random ass figures. I'm making it okay. My train of thought is making it so that it is not the way that you make it seem to be. So you can be right, I can be right, I can be wrong. I don't know. I do not know.
If you're gonna raise taxes, you should just raise it all across the board.
Yeah.
But then even if you raise them, right? What are we raising?
So let's say that they do own a lot of assets. Okay. Well, then raise their income tax, not their assets.
But that's what I'm saying.
Even if they're earning 35,000,
Like they no longer make money on income.
that's what I'm saying.
Because they're just sitting on their money.
Yeah.
Let's say they're
then
sitting-
they
What's wrong
get-
with that?
Well, then they're not paying their fair share.
What are you talking about? They're still getting taxed the same
No,
percentage.
They're
Chingao.
not. The capital tax is lower than the income tax. Significantly
I like how
lower.
his face.
I'm pretty sure I'm too dumb to know where they should get taxed from, but I'm pretty sure they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out as far as where it's gonna level the playing field. People that say that poor people should get less tax, they're stupid. They need to earn more money.
Listen, there's a reason
Get
why they call it the
educated.
1%.
Don't you want to reach that bracket? Don't you want to get to that
There's
level?
a reason, dude. There's more of us that
knowing.
there's more of us that don't have all that money. So why the fuck do they have to?
Ben Shapiro.
So how about this? The top 1%
Right.
has more money and value than the bottom half of the country.
Has
population.
more value. Like
Has
in what terms?
Like a combined value. The bottom half of the country.
Okay.
Like the
half of
99%?
country, the half-
Oh, 50%
the,
down,
The
okay.
bottom 50%.
Right.
They have less in money than the top 1% of people
Right.
in America.
Okay.
That seems pretty
And that
Well,
There has to be, but I mean, okay, in order for capitalism to work,
yes.
there has to be poor people. There has to be middle class.
Class, like a
there has
class
to be a rich people.
Right.
Like, in order for this to work and continue to go, that's how it works.
But also, there's a point where it goes too far, and I think we've spoken about this before. Where like that's why there's like books written about this when societies fail, right?
When
because
the
there's
rich
too
get
much inequality.
too much. The gap
Exactly.
is way too much.
And at this point, the rich have too many things. They don't have to. Again, they don't have to pay the same in taxes. They have to pay less, so they're just getting richer, and it's just separating more and more and more. And that's when
Pues sí,
shit
güey.
hits the fan.
Pero esta gente está pendeja. Es el problema. Que está pendeja.
¿Cuál gente?
Pónganse a leer. Get smart. That's
What
not their fault. No es la culpa de esta gente. Que esta gente esté inepta. Que esté pendeja.
What are you talking about?
About people that can't bridge that gap, right?
Oh,
well,
you know what I'm saying? Like, get smarter, get a better fucking job. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Are you just gonna sit there and be
Yeah.
like, estos pendejos, we need to tax them more? Like, no way. You need to get off your ass and do more.
That's not the issue.
Instead of pumping
A
more
little
kids
bit.
out,
Yes, of course,
and
they
being
need to-
just a consumer,
Yes. Yeah.
get smart about it.
Yeah, they need to-
and shorten the gap.
Right.
Maybe you'll never reach them, but at least you shorten the gap instead of
Right.
being like
shit, sorry.
and then staying where you're at and then letting.
No, I
it
know what
just-
you're trying to
you know
say.
what I'm saying?
But okay, this is the way. Again, the money that they're not getting taxed equally as the rest of the people could be used to help these poor people that are in those cities that you're like, we'll fix it or whatever.
Books are for free.
But
Libraries.
What
for
I'm
free.
saying, it's really difficult for these people in like really shitty.
To go to the library.
It's really shitty. Like it's hard. Like go to the fucking
It's
library.
because Oscar
Camina,
thrives
güey.
in competition. Remember,
Yeah.
that's his.
Camina,
always, your
but
philosophy
You
has
know
always
how
been
we've
based on
spoken about like
competition.
you're a product of your environment, right?
Simón.
Like what if your environment sucks? You're gonna be a product of that,
We
and it's just
cannot
gonna be a
change that, I
cycle.
mean.
Yeah, you can if you.
we cannot change that. But let's say, okay, if you don't change who you are, no matter where you go, you will always get the same result. If you're a shit, if you have that mentality of like,
Gilbert's like,
I'm not wanting to better yourself,
Yeah.
and we start pumping money into there and make better schools, better
Yeah,
streets,
that's
better
what I'm trying to say.
everything. The guy is still thinking the same. You know what? I'm still gonna sell drugs. I'm still gonna do this. I'm still
But if there's-
porque le vale verga.
So, I think what you're trying to say is like equality of opportunity.
Equality of opportunity.
Everybody has
yes.
the same opportunity,
Yeah.
but not the same results.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
you're not guaranteeing that they're going to be
Because as it is
rich.
now,
Be rich.
as it is now, there's not equality of opportunity. Not everybody
Why
has the
not?
same. Because watch, we grew up.
Why not?
In
Like,
countries where they level the playing field, they fucking gone to shit.
No, I don't mean level the playing field. I just mean people have the same access to like good
School.
teachers, good schools.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
okay.
And in these poor communities, good teachers aren't wanting to go there because it's like I don't want to live in the fucking ghetto and get paid $20,000 and like and you're a good so then
So up their pay.
so
to
then they're
work at the
getting
ghetto.
like so then up their pay or help them out or help that community like
Okay.
you know what I mean? So help
So-
these people who are in shitty situations.
I've been using this analogy all day. You can lead the horse to the water, but you can't make it.
Yeah, exactly,
drink.
yeah.
You could drown it.
You know, you
But at
could
least
you
they
could
offer
pump
it.
all this money into them.
You know what I
Que
mean?
si los niños no quieren, güey. Like they're like, me vale verga la escuela.
But at least give them the
Yo voy a ser
opportunity.
narco, güey.
Like-
Yo voy a vender droga. Like I just want to fuck and be on Instagram. Like
Yeah,
you
because
cannot
that's all
change their
they see.
mentality.
Because
güey.
that's
tell
all
you-
they see. They need role
Nah, bro.
models.
Look,
They
I
need-
could tell you right now, man, because I was in the military and I was getting paid the same amount as some people. Like everybody was getting paid the exact same benefits, and people are just fucking stupid with their fucking money. They were in
Because
debt.
consumers are gonna
They
be
were-
consumers
They were in
regardless.
I'm
debt.
not talking about pay. I'm
They
just
were
talking about
losing money.
opportunity.
But
It's,
that's what
I'm
I'm
telling
saying.
you right now. I've seen that. I've seen the same opportunity across the board. Literally everything exactly. They're giving me the same benefits as this other person. But for some fucking reason, I'm just doing a little bit better because this person, like Oscar's saying, has bad habits.
Oh, David Valenzuela, shout out. Bad habits.
David.
Break the bad habits.
So I understand where you're coming
I
from.
know where you're
think
coming
you
from. I
shouldn't
know for a
have-
fact.
You shouldn't have so many opportunities to kind of be like weaseling out of like paying taxes and everything. I understand that. I completely agree with that. But to just say like, oh, it's because of the rich and that the poor are suffering. Like I don't know.
No, and
Or-
it's not just that. I'm not trying to just tie it to like,
Nah.
oh, because of the rich.
No.
I'm just
I
trying
know. I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
Jürgen.
I'm just trying to say, okay, it's kind of two
I
separate
do agree
issues.
though. I do agree though.
It's two separate
with the
things.
fact that, yeah, definitely their assets. If that's where they're pumping all their money into,
Then they should be
because it's
taxed the
less
same
tax,
amount.
Then it should get.
Yeah,
taxed.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
I
saying.
agree with that.
What are you trying?
So
What do
where
you
does that
think,
one?
Bert?
What do you think, Bert?
Bert's been quiet, just trying.
I
to...
know.
Well, I just want to hear your guys'.
Okay, this is
Bring
a very
it.
controversial
Get it,
topic.
Bert.
We
I know
always
that's
talk
why I
about this.
knew.
It's fun. I like it because I get to hear what you have to say and Bert
Yeah.
with Greg.
We all bring a piece of information.
Yeah,
to the conversation.
definitely, and it adds to my information.
Yeah.
So I don't mind it.
So I mean, my position is that the taxes on the rich should go up, right? But how you do that, it depends.
Right.
I like the 2% wealth tax. I think it's hard to actually do it because I mean, you'd be following, I think, like maybe 500 families, and like actually trying to figure out where their assets are and how are you going to
The
value it
1%,
and
the rich.
how are you going to know what to pay, right? But I mean, if we get that, then we'll figure it out then. But I mean, in the 50s and 60s, there used to be like a 90% top tax rate for the rich, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, so it's brackets. So if you earn this much money, all the money in that pocket gets taxed at 12%. If you jump above to the next bracket, the money that is above that like threshold,
Yeah.
that money gets taxed at a different
Yeah, so,
percent.
like,
So
I get
the
it.
more you earn, those dollars, not the whole set, right, gets taxed more and more.
Mm-hmm.
So like your 50 millionth dollar gets taxed at 90%.
Right.
Not all your income.
Exactly,
Right.
yeah.
Just that 51st,
Okay.
50
Yeah.
millionth and one
So
dollar.
that's how it
what
is
we
now.
have now. Or
That's
no?
what we have now.
Oh, okay,
But
that's not bad.
so you can increase the amount of brackets.
Okay.
Right. So like let's say you have 12 brackets, and the more you make, you jump into different pockets,
yeah.
and those dollars that make it into that bracket. So your 50,000th and first dollar gets taxed at 33%.
Right.
But everything before that gets taxed differently, right? So it's called a progressive tax rate. And instead of like a flat tax where all your money, regardless of how much you make, is at 12%, right?
Right.
So it's not like you don't hit different milestones,
Levels,
basically.
yeah.
Yeah, I like that's what we currently have.
That's what we currently have, but
That's
it's
cool.
been reduced since the 50s. We used to have
I
a lot
see,
more
I
brackets,
see.
and it used to be all the way up to 90% for your 50 millionth dollar,
Right.
right? So it's been reduced. So that's by increasing taxes, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Okay,
But I mean,
by
it
increasing
depends.
the brackets. I think
Right.
that's a good idea
Yeah.
because in the
So the-
1560s there wasn't
Yeah.
people making trillions of dollars. Like
Yeah, we didn't
maybe.
have.
Yeah.
we didn't have trillions Todavía, ¿verdad?
Yeah, I mean, we have our first $1 trillion company. Whatever,
So-
right? But I mean, we've always had rich people, but never to this extent. The last time this happened was in the 1920s,
Yeah.
during the Gilded Age.
Right.
Like the most
La
tax
verga.
inequality.
But
that we've
I
had.
think what I'm
We're
trying to say
even
is,
past that.
regardless of whatever you do on this side, these rich people aren't even playing on this playing field. They're on this other tax
I mean, because
area.
well, okay, they have so much money, they put it into politics, and they tell the politicians, okay, we're going to give you this much money, lower our taxes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we currently have, right?
Oh, okay. Is
Why?
that what
Why
it
did?
is?
Why
We
did?
got that
why-
quid pro quo.
I mean,
Hey.
but it's legal.
It's
We
legal,
have money in
camarada.
politics, and they can do that, and
Yeah,
they can.
and they pay less in
But they're
taxes.
still giving up money, but just not in tax form, I guess, right?
Yeah, I mean, and they have a lot of loopholes. They don't pay.
Yeah, and that's the
even
thing, yeah.
like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, all these millionaires like
Yeah.
tax us more because, I mean, it does get to the point, like you said, where income inequality gets so bad that people get fed up, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, that's when
That's
society
where,
starts to crumble,
yeah, definitely.
right? But I mean, how much we should technically tax, I don't
It's
know.
arbitrary.
It's always changing, but I think we should generally increase it on
Okay.
the rich.
Yeah.
So yes, and raise taxes on all income brackets.
I like the one Greg picked earlier. The
So
loopholes
I
one.
don't think
Well,
we're paying enough in taxes.
I like this one,
but
but except that this is lower than income.
Yeah.
So I don't think you should lower it, but you could definitely get rid of some of these loopholes and stuff for large companies and whatnot. I know like that Bernie Sanders wanted to do something similar with
Add your own
with the stocks. He said that he wanted to like add a tax to the stocks, like each
We can add our own
stock.
tax.
I guess we're adding our own
transaction.
tax. All right, so remove loop. Whole,
But raise taxes, yeah.
Remove loopholes.
and raise tax brackets
What else?
taxes.
or add tax brackets. What was
Taxes
add
on-
tax
Yeah,
brackets,
tax
right?
brackets.
With more.
Income brackets. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yay. Look at that, guys. We just made our own stance.
Imagine that's the one that
Damn.
gets picked.
Good.
Actually, add something else in there. Like we all get like brownies in the mail or like.
Oh,
Damn,
you
special
start getting-
brownies.
oh.
We all have to get $1,000.
Special brownies.
Should the government raise the federal minimum wage? So right
What's it
now
at
it's
now,
at
like-
725.
What's 725 right now?
725. That's the minimum wage federally. I mean, each state has its own,
It has its own.
and
Can we
each
just-
city has its own.
Can we
But
just have an even 8?
even 8 in your.
That looks beautiful.
Let's just say, yeah, I'm gonna say yes just because I'm stupid.
No, I say no.
No, don't raise it.
No, because everything changes. Like the populate, like states, they
Yeah,
base
yeah.
it off of population,
Simon.
the living cost of living, and all of that. Like,
Yeah.
so either way, you can ask for
So
more money
You're saying like leave the states, give the state
So
the power
at
to
the state
determine.
level.
to determine how
Yeah.
much they're
like
gonna.
if 725 is enough for you, you keep
but
that.
like my company,
Right.
it depends. Like the El Paso wage and the Austin wage is way different
Right.
because
right.
the cost of
'Cause
living is different.
Exactly.
Oh wow. So it's been that since 2009.
Yeah.
So it's up to you. I think
been
it's up
10
to you as an
years.
I'm like trying
individual
to count.
Yeah.
to
suck
get
at that, Gilbert.
educated.
I think okay. Well,
Ask for more.
what does minimum mean? Right. It means like what you need to survive.
No.
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 So the federal minimum wage is what each company is legally required to pay.
give
Right.
you.
I think they
What
should.
you're thinking of is a living wage, right? Like
Okay.
the amount of money you need to survive.
Yeah.
And I don't think
different.
people know the difference.
What's the
That's
living
different.
wage? Do you know that?
It's between like $10 and $12.
Here in
So
El
then why
Paso.
can't we just match the minimum
Wait,
wage
right
to
here
the
it says
living wage?
yes and make
Sí,
it a
güey,
living
pero hay
wage.
gente que no se merece pinches $10. Hay gente que trabaja $7, güey.
But I think.
That's just the truth.
But the thing is like, okay,
People
like
that
we,
shouldn't even have jobs.
like
the fuck are you
like
doing?
like we were like we were talking about earlier, like inflation, right? Money value goes down, property prices go up, everything. Like the minimum wage should be the amount that you just need to be able to just
afford an apartment.
afford
or
an
some shit.
apartment, afford like food, afford just to work minimum like that amount. Y luego ya pues subes like as you go. You know what I mean? Like
There you go. You can adjust it according to inflation.
I like the living one. I prefer the living one.
You want to be living?
Yeah, I
So
just
I agree with you, but I mean, like I said, I mean, this one we're trying to compromise. So I think it would be like yes, but adjust it
Adjust
to
it.
inflation.
It pisses me
That's
off.
like the half. That's a halfway.
That's a good way.
Because I've worked hard to earn what I earn. Like I had to walk to
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Not have
Yeah,
a
yeah.
truck.
Yeah.
Like I had to do all these
You have to
things.
grind.
So what you're saying, we should increase public funding and transportation.
Well, honestly, I did that to myself.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, because I've always had a vehicle. Always had a vehicle.
Yeah.
But I did that to myself so I can value the having it. So I can value owning a vehicle. So I can value the
Yeah.
work that I had to put in to be able to
Right.
get that wage, to be able to get that car. Like,
Yeah.
so that's
And it's because
the competition way of thinking.
Because also you're
Yeah,
thinking about
definitely.
like, oh well, like why do you have to be surviving? Why did you could have just stayed at home and like made money and been with your parents and been okay on the minimum wage. Like who decided to have kids? That was your fault. Who decided to like move out? Who decided? But then also like there's situations where like what if their life at home isn't the best? They're getting fucked up. They're getting beat. Like you have a shitty situation and you turn 18 and you're like, okay, I can leave now, but the minimum wage does not allow me to make enough money to be able to like get an apartment or do something like that.
That's where it comes. Like, let's say that you and this other person that's already has experience, like has experience, and then you don't have experience, but because of the minimum thing, like this person that has experience is gonna earn the same as you that don't have experience, because the companies are like, well, you guys are getting hired fresh, so you guys are gonna earn $10.
But I think that's where HR,
even
and
with
stuff,
experience,
like HR and stuff, that's one of the platforms of HR. Like you have to keep your employees.
how good is HR?
How
good is it?
You have to keep your employees motivated, and if you're noticing that, like, if you're paying them the same amount as minimum, production is going to go down, like, people are going to get upset, like, then you have to also adjust your whole company structure to be like, okay, since the minimum wage is going up, then we have to adjust for everybody else who's already working, and we can't be paying them the same amount. Like, when I was applying, well, I'm still applying for jobs. When I'm applying, they're like, look, you have a master's, so we have to pay you more than the minimum, but we also can't pay you more than the people who've already been working here. Like, there's rules in place, because they're like, imagine what that's going to do to people if this new guy comes in. He's making more money than everybody. Of course they're going to get upset, So
That's
like you're
what I'm
saying, if they raise the minimum, everything else has to go up as well.
Y luego, what if the company is getting taxed because they fall into a certain asset or bracket?
Dude, these
and then they're all like, you know what? We gotta cut cost.
Yeah.
So you know what? You're not gonna get benefits because we're gonna cut hours, so we don't have to give you benefits.
That's where universal basic.
No.
I mean, no.
Yes.
Healthcare comes in. Free healthcare. It's a whole loop, dude.
Oscar doesn't like handouts.
And I think this is where it comes from too. Like, I feel like we have this idea of like, oh, well, corporations are like barely making it. If they have to pay any more money, they might not. But dude, these corporations are fucking billion.
But yeah,
billionaire. They're the rich people the CEOs are fucking like shitload of money. All this stuff is like they can afford to pay their people a little more
so
money.
I'd say inflation. I say let's base it off of inflation because if we're pumping
You're
more
like-
money
you're like
out,
so gung-ho
then we
about that.
have gold for it. Like
They can afford it.
You know what I'm
goddammit.
saying?
They
just
can
want a little bit.
They can afford it, dude. They can
I say-
fucking afford it.
I
We
say
can't-
based upon
we can't
inflation.
keep feeling bad for these damn corporations. They don't give.
I'm not
I don't
feeling
feel
bad for
them.
anyone.
Yeah, so
You're
tax
the one
the
that's
fuck out
feeling
of
bad
them.
for all the people
Tax
that
the corporations.
don't have the
Make
fucking
them pay more money on
hunger
minimum
to
wage.
get
Yeah,
paid.
exactly. You're feeling sad for people that don't want to wake up early in the morning. Don't want to put in the work.
Should welfare recipients be drug tested?
Sure.
Yes.
Yes, I think. So.
I'm gonna say no because it's a waste of money. Because Tennessee did it, and I think out of all the
did it?
people, I think like 2 people. They caught
Oh
2 people.
shit. Okay.
So it's like, okay, you're
So we
spending all
have
these
a
millions.
perception of what welfare people do.
Yeah.
You know.
I guess.
Okay. But okay,
They're on
is it
well-
okay?
okay.
But Tennessee, but like, what about the difference? Like, okay, Tennessee, like it's a Republican state, is it?
Conservative
Okay.
leaning state, yes.
So what about like somewhere where there's more slums and like it's more
Okay.
predominant?
There's slums everywhere.
How about this one?
We're more
Only if they
predominant.
have a criminal history related to drug use.
Okay.
Okay.
That's kind of a
I like
happy
that
medium.
one. Yeah, I like
Okay.
that one.
All right.
Okay, I
That was
cut my thought. Yeah, you basically
Do
fucked
you
my
support
thought
the
up.
impeachment of Donald Trump?
I say yes only because I'm not smart enough. Like I trust the process and that end, so I'm just gonna say yes.
Yeah, I mean, the impeachment was based on him breaking the rules, right? So I mean, you got to pay for
on
you.
Ukraine specifically.
Yeah, I
Okay,
mean,
so I'll go ahead and say yes.
you broke the
'Cause,
law.
I mean,
you
he's
got to
not
pay
out
for
of
it.
office.
No. Should there be more restrictions on the current process
Yes.
of purchasing a gun?
Yes, you shouldn't. They shouldn't be banned, but there should be more of a process to owning guns.
I know this is a big issue, so I'm gonna go ahead and go with that one, and also this one.
I want psychological testing and training.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
also there's a loophole
Like
with
you have
gun
to pass
shows.
the test.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Of how well you know how to use a
People-
gun.
people
before.
Yeah,
just show up to a
definitely.
gun
Because
show
I
and
don't
buy a
honestly, I don't
fucking
know how to handle
AK.
a fucking gun.
Yeah, and yeah.
I like safe. I don't know where the fuck the safety's at. I don't know how to like clear the chamber. I don't know none of that
Yeah.
shit.
So I mean, background check, psychological, and training.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And what about need?
What do
Huh?
you mean?
What about
Oh,
that?
like if you really need a gun or
Yeah,
not?
like do you because I think a lot of people just like guns. Like I just
Yeah.
want to go shoot shit.
I do
Yeah.
want
And
gun.
that's cool and all, but like okay, I know some people is like, okay, you're a woman and your husband like is a truck driver, so he has to leave, and you have a child. Okay, I understand you owning a gun. You want to feel safe in your house, but like, say you live in like a comfortable community, like you're a 6'3" man, 250.
Damn.
Like, why do you need a gun? You can fuck people up.
Well, not
You know
even.
what I mean?
What if you come across Hoy's Gracie?
I-
Legs lock you into
Everything
fucking
comes down-
oblivion.
Everything comes
Okay,
down to personal responsibility.
everything comes down to infringing on a person's right to say,
Well-
I want it or I don't want it.
I was gonna say that like everybody's like ever has. If you're of legal age, you can have like liquor bottles up to the fucking wall, you know.
liquor.
But you can go out in your car and go kill somebody.
Yeah.
But that is your person.
say I
that's
like that
personal
one.
responsibility,
The
right?
Yeah.
strict background
Yeah.
check and
but also
training and
I
all
mean
of that.
it comes down to like there's also studies that show that just the presence of a gun increases the deaths people like just that being there, because something happens, like okay, someone walks into the house, like
I'm gonna shoot the shit out of them.
you know what I mean, like say it's like
Right, I
you
get
know
you, I
say
get
it's my uncle or something, he's drunk by accident, you're like, oh pinche apá, you shoot him, and it's like, ahora mi pinche tío, like, oh I'm sorry.
Look, primeramente, yo sé que no van a
What does
venir,
it taste
güey,
like?
porque mis papás no les vale verga, güey, no van a venir a mi casa. So, yo primeramente, if I shoot someone, it's not gonna be my parents.
Listen, man, there's a correlation between every single person that's done like mass shootings. They have psychological problems. So I think
Yeah.
Definitely.
that's-
I like
And that's
that
the
one.
thing too, we had spoken about that too. Why the fuck do you need an AK-47?
yeah, assault weapons are
Well, they're illegal, no? But there's a loophole for the
gun shows.
what's it called? The gun shows, Simon.
AKs are illegal?
Gun show.
Because they're illegal, but you can obtain
But it's
them
usually like
through the gun shows.
AR-15s that are modified.
And you can get like illegal knives there too as well.
Ballistic knives.
Because I don't
Yeah.
think they're supposed to like go beyond your palm or something.
I think
like
guns should be limited to protection.
Yeah.
that. I want a gun. I want a shotgun.
Well, here's a good question. Actually, talking
Should
about that.
teachers be allowed to carry guns at
Yes. Yes.
Unless
think
they're badass
I think
trained.
security guards should be armed.
school? No, highly professional
Okay.
trained security guards and stuff.
Yeah. But how many
Yeah, like I don't want
security
my
guards?
teacher to also have a gun.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless that
What if
teacher-
like I fucking ya no estás mamando, güey. Cállate el hocico. Imagínate.
Man, the little troublemaker kid.
Can I just go to the principal's office? No, aquí te cargó la verga, puto. That pinche
hire-
sack.
Security guards. All right, cool. Do you support increasing taxes for the rich in order to reduce interest rates for student loans?
Irvin
Yes.
was really pro for this one.
He fucking hates rich people.
So,
So
increasing
when me and
government
Oscar
funding so
become
every
successful,
student
I take
he's
that
gonna
back.
hate us.
I'm just
We're-
gonna.
I don't hate rich people. I just don't think they're paying their fair share, and I think that fair share that they should be paying could
But
be
it
used
was.
for
But it
useful
was
things.
your choice to get student loans. I mean,
But still, no. That's apart from the. That's
Listen,
apart
it's
from the side.
It's my personal opinion that you hate rich people, and that's a fact.
That's apart from the fact. They're just not paying their fair share, and that's me trying to get rich too. The way I see from getting rich is to fucking get an education, and the only way I could do it is through student loans because I'm poor. You know what I mean? I had to get financial
Good
aid,
job.
which they gave it to me. Thanks to fucking government.
Wake up early,
Thank
bitch.
the government, and also. You know, it's hard to get a high level position without an education, and that's
Yeah,
just shown,
definitely.
you know what I mean? And the
I
only
think-
way I could do it is through student loans.
I think there's a different way instead of like always like tax the rich. Like there has to be other ways we can do it.
yeah, but that's one.
That's
possible
one of them.
way.
That
You know what
one
I mean?
possible way, definitely. I feel like it's kind of bad that we always go towards that. Even in societies that have failed, like
Yeah.
it's because of that. Because rich people, like they always like blame the rich people because
Yeah.
they own all this power and all of that.
Yeah, and of course, like I could have applied for scholarships. I could have made more money from scholarships. But also, like, what if I just didn't get it? What if I just didn't win it? What if this or is $200? I still have
You
maybe
miss-
a certain amount of money that I
You
have.
miss
to, that I need.
100%
Of the opportunities you don't take.
Yeah. I'm
But
just
still.
being a fucker.
No,
like,
I get it. I get it. No, but there's still like I could still not.
Nah,
make,
but I
make
do
enough
agree
of it,
though.
you know?
Like the student loan debt, from what I see, you know, I'm an ignorant for this, but from what I see, from what I hear, is huge, and a lot
Yeah.
of students can't even get a job out of high school, out of
Yeah.
college or university. So I'm pretty sure there's something we can do. So definitely, I do agree that there should be something done.
That's why I put this one. It says no,
No,
but we
we
should still reduce interest rates for student loans.
Yes.
That'd be cool.
Okay. Should the federal government pay for tuition at four-year colleges and universities?
I believe there should be a system where you can apply for it, and they help you out. Maybe there's a Pell Grant, but that only pays for a certain amount, like full ride scholarships. For people that are doing really well and all of that. Definitely,
I still go with no, but provide lower interest rates for student loans.
What do you think, Gilbert?
As
a student,
on this one, I think the government should pay for tuition for four-year colleges and any trade school. Because not everyone's going to go to college.
Okay.
But I still... So, I mean, that's not an option here. I can write a stance, but...
write it.
Because, I mean, not everybody's going to go to college. Not everybody wants to go to college or...
Not everybody has that mental capability. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people have that mental capability, and they're more hands-on. They're more blue-collar. So for them to learn how to HVAC, welding, all of that.
So technical
auto
skills.
tech. Definitely.
I think that should be paid for as
that's
well.
good too.
Yeah. Our company actually helps out people with.
So what's the answer?
With that, with scholarships for people that want to go to trade schools.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Well, Tornillo and I know Tornillo and Sanelli are
Clint does that as well.
That's what my sister goes to Western Tech, and she's doing it through the high school. So she's going to high school and going to Western Tech. So when she graduates, she's gonna have associates in medical assistant. So, and I told her, dude, take advantage of that shit.
Yeah,
Because if we had something like that when I was growing up, I would definitely.
Well, we had auto tech, we had agriculture, showed you how to weld.
But you didn't have degrees programs for that. You know what I mean?
I mean, you had what an early college,
mission early.
Yeah, so. There definitely.
There's
I missed a lot of opportunities being in high school. Like, me valió verga.
Yeah,
you didn't know about it. You didn't know any better.
I wasn't proactive.
I didn't know better.
I wasn't proactive.
I just chose to be the cool guy.
Like,
I'm gonna be straight up 100 with you guys. I chose to be the cool guy. Now I'm trying to catch up.
but I think it's because
colleges.
did you have why did you choose to be the cool guy? Because you saw other people being cool guys, and you're like, that's what I want to be.
Because it felt cool.
Yeah. But what I'm saying
you
is,
don't understand. You weren't the cool guy.
You would never fucking get it, you nerd.
Because you wanted to be rich.
But what if you had a role model who was like, dude, look, I'm driving a fucking Bentley. Like, why don't you just do this? Like, you don't have to be the cool guy.
All
like,
the Bentley guys that I saw were rappers.
Exactly. Yeah. So you didn't have a role model who was like, dude, just go do this and this will happen. Like, positive role models who
your
could
dad
show
was
you.
pretty successful.
My dad was successful. He didn't go to school.
But I'm saying something where you were like, oh shit, that's a route I can take and that I like. Like, I can have the badass house, the chains, the money.
That's why I tell you guys that's why I lean gotta wake up early, blah blah blah, because that's what I saw from my dad. Like, he obtained the house, the really good checks and everything from just waking up a little earlier and putting in a little extra work.
Yeah.
That's why I lean more towards that, because that's what I saw my whole life.
Yeah.
But definitely in high school, I mean, because of my dad's hard work, I was able to blow through shit, blow through cars. I would ask for money and just hand it. So definitely, it influenced me.
Dude, role models are a huge
thing. They're a huge thing. But
Burt's
now,
role model. Look at this.
Now I use that more. I gotta really work hard. Because back in the day, I didn't go fuck.
I never heard of this. Is that like Head Start?
Yeah, so should the federal government fund universal preschool? So it's pre-K. So pre-K, not everybody gets it. If you're a certain poverty level, you get it. Or if you're rich enough, you can pay your own preschool.
Yeah.
But this is everybody gets preschool.
Yeah, hell yeah.
What do you do in preschool? What do they teach? How to draw? And
They teach
you were
you
there.
the alphabet, teach draw. And
they teach you all of that before you even get to
I would
school.
say
that's smart.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, cool.
The sooner the better, brah.
Do you support the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act or Obamacare?
What is that? I don't even know what that is, to be honest with you.
So it's what Obama passed that everybody has to have insurance, right?
Okay.
That's where that came from.
Okay.
Some of it is subsidized if you can't pay for it. And I'd also increase the age of, if you're under 26, you can still be on your parents' plan, right? Instead of having to get your own.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's different stuff, and it.
Shit, it sounds
I
complicated.
like that.
I think I support some of the things from it that I agree everyone should have health care.
To the majority, but not all aspects.
I have to pee really good, man.
Go ahead, man. But one of the cool things I learned when my trip to Spain is that over there they have like a universal healthcare, right, or whatever it's called. Is that what it's called? And there are drawbacks too because
They
it's
have to
all
raise
free.
taxes.
So yeah, so they but it's not like as crazy as you would think. Like it's not like they don't complain about their taxes and stuff. Like I was speaking to locals.
They're
and
already
like,
used to
yeah,
it.
and they're like, we're happy for this. Like we live a very comfortable life. We get to, so a lot of them are happy about it. But what I was trying to say is I think the fact that there's also so many options here for like private healthcare, it have to be one option so that all the healthcare providers have to lower their prices. You know what I'm trying to say? Because like say there's like a medicine, right? And then you're trying to get that medicine and there's all these insurance providers and they're all bidding for that medicine. They're like, oh, well, I'll give you $50. And then the healthcare provider's like, no, well, this person's like, I can get 80 from this one. So then all the prices just go up. So I agree that everyone should have healthcare, but it should all be like one thing. So that healthcare, the medicine people are like, shit, like we only have one chance of selling this medicine. And it has to be to this big ass group of people. So then we have to give them the best price possible. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So there's different systems. Like the UK has a socialized medicine. So the
Right.
government not only pays for it, they run the hospitals and all that, right?
Okay.
That's one system.
So there's no bidding for it.
There's no private hospitals. There's
Yeah,
nothing. It's
okay.
just healthcare. Then what you're talking about is single payer healthcare.
Yeah, that's exactly
So
what
the
I'm
government pays for everybody's healthcare. We still have private doctors. There's like different. Like the government doesn't own the part of the hospitals, right?
Okay.
They just pay. They're your insurance. Everyone's
Okay.
insurance.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there's the private system that we have.
Yeah.
Where like you pay private companies and they tell you which private hospitals to go to. That's where you have your PPO and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
HMO, yeah.
HMO.
And I think that should still be available too. But it's just tough. Like the Canadian guy, like our
Trudeau.
friend,
Oh.
our friend, he says his
Oh,
dad
okay.
prefers the healthcare here only because of the quickness that you can get to something. Like if you got the money, you can go somewhere and you get whatever you want.
Yeah.
And in those places like Spain, there's waiting lists.
That's
like,
where I was going with
because it's all
this.
free.
So-
Yeah.
So there's. You could have a single payer system and then have an additional private healthcare.
But do you think that would affect the prices of things? Because now there's those private ones that now can maybe change the bidding.
Well,
But the thing is, it'd be such a big contract, right? That they'd have to lower the price. Okay.
So, I mean,
That's where I'm going with this. Like, they're like, do we all get the higher tier care,
Yeah.
or is it gonna be like just this low tier because
If you got the money, then you pay for
you
the high
get paid
tier.
for the high tier?
Yeah.
But everybody gets the
But
basic
everybody
low
gets
tier.
the basic. Yeah. Like everybody gets at least like, dude, I'm telling you, I haven't gotten a checkup
least a
since I was
checkup or something.
16 years old. I'm getting scared a little bit because yesterday someone said that their brother had high cholesterol and they're young and fit, and I'm like, fuck, what if like my
Dude,
shit's all fucked up?
I've had insurance for like the longest time, and I don't go. So
But at least knowing
you're
you
not
have it,
missing
you know?
out.
Like, ahorita si te caes, te partes la madre or whatever, like, you can go
Yeah.
and you're not like,
I'm not a I can pay
You know?
for it. Yeah.
So this one is about single payer healthcare, which is where the government pays for the healthcare but doesn't run the healthcare industry, right?
I think.
So it's yes, no, or yes, but allow people to use private insurance.
Yeah.
Yes, this system guarantees healthcare for everyone. Yes, private companies should not be able to profit off healthcare. Or no, this system is too expensive. No, the government should not be involved in healthcare.
I mean, I think you should be able to use your own private
Yeah,
insurance.
so yes, but allow.
Allow people to. That's
You
what we're talking about, right? Like having
Yeah.
the low tier, and then
If you got the
want-
money, then you
use
get the
high
badass
tier.
shit.
Okay.
Should the federal government increase funding for healthcare for low income individuals, Medicaid?
Yeah.
Because that's the idea that Bernie has, right?
Because
So you know how we were talking
Medicaid,
about.
regardless, people
it's
get
Medicare
it.
for all,
Right.
but not Medicaid.
Oh, okay,
Medicaid is
okay, okay.
specifically for lower income.
Because I
individuals.
benefit. I'm not. I'm gonna say from my own personal experience because I benefited from Medicaid.
Mm-hmm.
I got surgeries through programs
La
like
appendice?
the government. No, my knee surgery.
Ah,
Because we didn't have health care.
Yeah.
So I got my knee surgery paid for through a program like that.
So it's yes, no, yes, but only increase for the elderly and disabled. Yes, but I prefer switching to a single payer system.
single payer, yeah.
Or no, abolish Medicaid. No, each state should decide their own level of coverage. No, the eligibility should only include the elderly and disabled.
Because that's what Bernie's suggesting, Oscar. Like, make a big ass, the single payer, make a big ass Medicaid where everybody's in the Medicaid. Medicare, sorry. So by having everybody in there, you go to a pharmaceutical company and you're like, we're only going to pay you $18 for that medicine that you're trying to charge everybody $800 for. And if you don't take these $18 per medicine or whatever you're giving, you're going to lose out on $500 500 million people or whatever. Like,
What if the companies
this
are like,
contract.
fuck
it's a
it?
machine gun. They're not gonna.
What
get
if the
money.
company's like, fuck it? We can
Then another
take
company,
our company
then
somewhere
another
else.
company who makes the same drugs be like, we'll do it, and then this other company gets fucked, and then this
What
one
if
gets
the other
business.
companies are like, we won't do it for 18, but we'll do it for 25?
That's a bidding war. So you get bids, but and at the end of the day, you're still lowering the price. You know what I mean? So that's the idea of that single payer.
Just
thing.
lowering the price
Yeah.
somehow.
A long test.
Yeah, we're almost done. So, should the president be able to authorize military force against Al Qaeda without congressional approval?
No.
No? Isn't that like checks and balances thing?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
No.
All right. Should the U.S. assassinate suspected terrorists
Oh.
in foreign government?
Yes.
I mean,
but
we already
only-
do it.
Yes, but only in the most painful way possible. Is there an option with that? No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, but only if there's undeniable evidence that they are planning
Yeah,
to
there you
attack
go.
our country.
Yeah.
Or yes, only if there are is undeniable evidence that they will commit an attack against.
Oh, planning?
They have committed an attack.
No.
But
So they have
shouldn't
to have
be-
already done
but
it.
Shouldn't they be given a fair trial? 'Cause
So,
we're just
can we
giving-
go after like narco people and stuff?
Probably.
I mean,
So
only
you said no, they should be captured and given
I mean,
a fair
because
trial.
that kind of goes with what we were talking about before about like the suspects.
But then how are they gonna capture them? Are they gonna send that fucking Boston Dynamics robot?
So
Get
that's
his
the thing. Like most of the time when that happens, the objective is to capture.
Yeah.
But if they can't, they kill.
Because when you're doing that, like you're also putting military lives at
Yeah.
risk to go and try and capture
yeah,
that
but
person.
if you start saying you're gonna assassinate, then
Yeah.
you mean like you're gonna drop a bomb on top of a building and
But
you're probably
only-
gonna kill like 10
yeah,
people.
that too. Only if there's undeniable evidence. But how hard is it to get
Should-
undeniable evidence? You know what I mean?
Should they have already committed the attack?
See,
Or
and
they're
that's
planning.
I don't
to
think so.
attack?
Like, oh, you already did it, pues ya pa qué?
Or capture and give them a fair trial.
I would say capture first. That's the system we have now,
Yeah.
basically.
Well, the system we should have.
Ah,
Right now that we can.
It's not. You just shoot them.
just
Just
go
kill
in
them.
there like, hey, well,
Should the government increase environmental regulations to prevent climate change?
I would say
Yes.
so. Yeah, man, we need to. This shit's serious.
Should we withdraw from the Paris Climate Agreement?
What is that?
So the Paris Climate Agreement was something that was passed 2014, I think.
Okay.
It's an agreement with all countries except Syria, and we just got out of it, the U.S., that agrees that we're going to try to reach these limits of carbon.
Oh, yeah.
Like goals and stuff.
It's not legally enforceable, but it's like we're going to try to do this.
As a
But you
as
said
a
we
as a
already-
world.
Elective, like
but you
UN.
said we already did withdraw.
Well, Trump already got us out of it, but it's a process to get out of it. So we won't get out of it officially until 2020.
But why is
The
he
end
trying to get out of it?
because he's an idiot.
Because they don't want
They didn't want to
the
trade something or
the
some
environmental regulations and all the stuff that comes with doing that.
Because of business.
he doesn't believe in climate change. No, I'd say
hope.
don't
One of
withdraw.
those fuckers.
Okay,
One
so
of
we
them
should not
fucking
withdraw.
guys.
Should the government stop construction of the Dakota Access Pipeline?
Ooh,
What is that?
they actually
Break it down.
That was a big deal when I was in the Midwest. Like,
Yeah.
they were talking about.
So
that.
that's a pipeline that comes from Canada. It goes through Dakota. And the whole controversy is, should we keep adding pipelines that most of them leak and they pollute the trail that they take? Or
What is
should
it, oil running through that thing or what?
Yeah. And it's
It's
what is
tricky.
it?
It's
Tar
tricky.
tar sand or something like that.
Yeah,
Ugh.
because it's gonna be going through multiple states, multiple places.
Damn.
it's
So there's
kinda-
one
like
single
farming.
pipe.
Huge pipeline.
There's a big ass pipe. Just go.
Yeah.
How do they get the pressure?
we already have a bunch of pipelines, right? But should we? This one was like the tipping point. Like, should we still add more?
Probably
Yeah.
not. I don't know. I don't know much about it, to be honest.
Oh, and it went through Native American land to make
But they got paid. I mean, they get paid, but at the same time, how much can you pay for
I
the
know.
risk?
We
of
keep
fucking-
paying these
We keep paying
motherfuckers.
them off.
Like, I got your pay. How much can you pay
It's
someone?
like, I'll give you $50 for your daughter.
No, the thing is, like, how much can you pay someone
Chickens in a
to
cow.
be okay with, like, hey, this might actually just kill everything?
Yeah.
I don't think you can pay people enough for that.
I mean, no, and redirect it away from Native American land,
I'm
or
gonna
no, but
say-
drastically increase the amount of fines the company must pay in event of an accident.
I like that one.
Which one?
Because all of this
So don't stop
all of
it?
this provides jobs for people, and it's a big industry. Like oil is a big industry, and it has money. There's a shitload of money in it. Yeah. So I like that. Increase the fines and make it more safe. Because no matter what, if you have to have somebody around the clock checking that shit, guess what? That's another job somebody takes.
That's true.
Maybe
thing is-
okay. Shit. I do agree to stop making pipeline, but I do want them to
Increase the
increase
funding.
the penalties for safety.
They should
Because
fucking increase the technology of these pipelines so they don't leak
as
anymore.
well.
Or just change our system of energy to
Or-
solar
oh.
energy and other stuff.
Take it next level,
Okay,
dude.
there you
No,
go.
what-
Solar energy.
So put yes and invest in renewable energy. Or,
So
something.
everyone says. Okay.
Yeah,
Or some shit like that.
I like that. Let's just go nuclear.
I
dude.
like
Right.
that. I like.
I think there's a perfect spot right here for a nuclear power plant.
I like that.
You need water.
Huh?
Yo,
Like an
Do we
ocean
really
and stuff
need-
like that? For a nuclear
just get the Rio.
the rio? All the water that it has right now?
Toda.
Todo. All right.
Del Rio, the store?
Or just build it right next to Elephant Butte.
Elephant.
Elephant.
Just kidding.
God, it's gonna end up like the Ganges.
The
The
Ganges.
Ganges? What is that?
In India, right?
In India, dude, like they like throw dead people in there and like
Oh shit in it.
yeah, like all their shit gets dumped in there. Like
El Rio Negro, way.
that's bad. I was watching a Vice documentary on it.
The Ganges?
Or almost.
Oh
What is this?
Should the government continue to fund Planned Parenthood?
yes,
We're touching on a bunch of subjects here, huh?
Oh, it's social issues.
social.
What's your
issues.
stance on abortion? Pro-life, pro-choice,
Choice.
and then there's others.
Whoa, there's others?
Ban after the first 3 months.
So pro-life unless it's rape or incest. Pro-life or rape, incest, or danger to the mother.
Oh, that's interesting.
Pro-choice, but ban it after the first 3 months.
Okay.
Pro-choice, but I don't agree with the government has no right to ban it. Pro-choice and provide birth control, sex education, and more social services will be to reduce. Will help reduce the
I like
number of
that.
abortions.
Pro-choice. and-
So pro-choice
Okay, I like
is
that. That's good.
like
That's a good
it's your choice
all-encompassing.
to have it or not.
The-
That's
the
all
person
encompassing. I like that.
Okay,
The
got it.
pro-choice, that one. That was good.
Alright, cool.
Kill
Do
him.
you support the legalization of same-sex marriage?
Thank you.
Yes, no, yes, but allow churches the right to refuse.
Yes.
Take the government out.
Yes, that's fine.
Or no, allow civil unions. No, marriage should be defined between a man and a woman.
I like that. Yes, support it, but allow churches to
Oh, of course, yeah.
the right to refuse same-sex ceremonies.
Just for the
Because
freedom.
it's their choice. Just like they have the choice, the churches should have the choice as well.
Okay.
I like that.
I mean, most people who are gay don't get married by the church, so. So I mean, yeah.
But like, there's
It would-
catering companies that are like, you know what, we're not gonna do this.
Well,
This
yeah.
their choice.
Well, they have the right to refuse service. That's
Yeah.
different, but
Regardless of whether it's safe
I
sex
don't
or
even
not.
know why that's an option. I feel like that's kind of like moot. Like the whole church is allowed to right. To
Okay,
refuse.
so then what should we put then?
Just yes.
Just yes, allow them.
In my opinion. I don't-
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because it should be like a given. Like they can
Obviously.
they can say yes or no. What do you think, Gilbert?
I mean, I say yes.
Okay.
I say yes, too.
Or is it? What if they're rich gay guys?
Oh.
No, just kidding.
Tax them while they're trying to get married.
All right, well, I'll just answer these because this is.
Whoa, hey, whoa, man.
Who the fuck is Gina Burt?
Whoa.
Who the fuck is
Okay.
Gina?
Oh, damn.
So, if the 2020
Hold it
Texas District 23rd U.S. Representative election were to be held today, which candidate will vote for?
okay.
So that's the one that's not the El Paso representative. It's the one that's afterwards.
Oh, okay.
Representative Will Hud, he's a Republican. He's retiring, so now it's an open seat.
Oh, okay.
These
Well, I
are
don't know any of
candidates.
these people,
This is a
so-
person that ran last time under the Democratic ticket.
Gotcha. Okay.
And
cool.
then if you're 2020 for Senate, so it's different. John Cornyn is the current Texas senator.
Uh-huh.
And then Sema Hernandez is the one that ran against Beto O'Rourke in the Democratic primary but lost.
I like this lady's name.
Christina?
Sinsun.
Okay, we'll
No, I'm
vote
just
for her.
kidding. No, I don't know.
I don't know any of them. So
Okay,
it
cool.
doesn't- these don't matter. Okay,
Sinsun.
so if you were to vote for president today, who would you vote for?
I would think I'm gonna say Bernie.
Bernie?
Let me go through this.
So there's Tulsi, Pete, Michael Bloomberg.
I'll
Julian
vote
Castro.
Tulsi just because she can get it.
She's pretty hot, huh?
Yeah.
Joe Biden and Elizabeth Warren.
That's the only
The
reason.
worst like reason to vote for anyone.
Oscar's votes are based on if he can bang the chick.
attractiveness.
Yeah, she's
Fuck
hotter.
yeah.
If I ever find the opportunity to bang this girl, will she be hot? Then yes, I'll vote for her.
Yeah, definitely. that's the only reason
Okay.
I'm voting for her.
What about you?
I like Warren.
So that Wolfie chick was running. You vote for her?
I like Warren too.
Oh my god, that lady fucking murked her. I'll show you the video.
No. The Wolfie girl.
Oh,
the
Jem
Inst-
Wolfie?
Yeah, the Instagram.
Yeah, that
model.
girl's on Airhead,
You're
but
stupid.
I would vote for her just to bang
That's
that
the moment of
shit out
truth.
of her.
This
Who-
takes about 45
we-
minutes to
Jem
render.
Wolfie,
So
if you ever get to this podcast, you can get
ad.
this. Oh my god, I'll eat a mile of shit to get to her ass.
A mile.
it's getting hot in here.
And And we should
Sarah,
vote.
with all due respect, but Jen Wolfie is delicious.
Without due respect, I would fuck her brains out.
I said without
I said
due
without
respect.
due respect.
Everything without all due respect.
All right.
So, Gilbert, I want to know a little bit about you.
Yes, Bert.
About me. What
Yeah,
What
we're-
about
2
me?
hours
already-
in.
2 hours in.
2 hours in, I know, but I mean, it took. Well, I mean, this is mainly
good.
what we wanted. Not what we wanted.
Actually, this
but-
was good because it kept us like in a good amount of like
Yes.
topics.
okay.
Before he answers that, I just want to thank Bert for coming
Yeah,
out
for
here.
sure,
Thank
man.
you
Doing
for
this.
giving us your time.
Yeah, man.
Also,
Definitely.
because considering what kind of person Bert is, he's actually a very quiet. Well, he used to be.
He used to be.
Very quiet.
Yes.
So this is like super cool for him to be doing this. Thank you, Bert, for doing this in
Anytime.
front of the camera and stuff. So.
Thank you for
Oh,
being
look,
in the
it's
Terricolas.
Pete, but
Buttigieg.
Pete Buttigieg.
Pete Butt.
but
I like the butt guy.
but again.
I like Julian Castro just because he has a like a Hispanic last name.
It's Raza,
Like,
no?
yeah.
He's left wing.
And little did you know, he's whiter than
Man, so I
everyone.
guess we're Democrats?
I mean, I kind of
I
figured.
mean, there's a lot
I
of them.
yeah.
There's more Democrats.
I like that Andrew Yang guy.
Hey,
He's pretty
Bernie.
So I mean, if you take this on your own, like it will give you the percentages of depending on
That's
who
cool.
you're closest to.
Right,
but
right,
as a
right.
group, we're closest to Pete.
Pete.
Cool.
Pete's
You know,
dead.
I always thought. I'm surprised. I always thought that Joe Biden was was a Republican.
Really?
I don't know why. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. It's because he looks like a white
His
old man.
face, yeah, I was about to tell you, because his face looked Republican.
Man, dude, Tulsi only got 78%.
We agree with Trump 7% of the time.
Nice.
On patriotism. Yeah.
I'm being a celebrity.
So in order, it's Pete, Cory
Butt.
Booker, Elizabeth Warren, and then Julian Castro,
So what can we deduce from this?
How strong is Christina? What?
That we're Democratic?
basically.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I get from all of this.
So based from talking to you guys, you're Elizabeth Warren. I'm Elizabeth Warren. That's what we're going for because
not-
we still have the primaries, and you should vote in the primaries as well. That's in
Okay.
March.
Okay.
You two
March
as
what?
well. I don't know. Are you registered?
Yeah,
to vote?
I'm actually registered. Yeah,
doesn't
'cause I
matter.
just got my license renewed.
Yeah.
So I have registered. Yeah.
Well, in March
you're
3rd
registered.
or something that week.
got it.
That's the primaries, and you choose which Democrat, if you're Democratic,
Right.
or Republican, who you want to run.
Okay,
Now,
so this
let me-
is.
oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say. So this is the guy that we like. But what are his
That we
real
relate
chances?
with. Well, no, but now you can look him up and you can.
Yeah. So
Like,
then-
does he really stand the chance?
It narrows it down to you. Now you can actually go and like see what his stances are. and
So you
shit.
can go on there and see what he sides with
Yeah,
and
see,
what
there
his
you go.
stances
Oh, this website is dope.
are. An overview of his
What is the name of the website again?
I side with.
Eyesight.
Eyesight with.
I'll
This
link
is a
it.
really good.
I will link it.
Perfect.
Yes, everybody.
Everybody
get
take a
on
break.
This. Yeah.
Go now.
Listen, it doesn't take. It shouldn't take that long. Just that we were bullshitting around, but
Yeah.
This
It
is
doesn't
really
take that
good.
long.
It's a really
Probably
good
take you, like, what,
website.
20
I'll
minutes,
tell you
maybe?
what.
Yeah. So he is considered to be a left wing and a bit not left wing and a bit up on the authoritarian
That's actually
side.
kind of cool how it does that for you. Authoritarian.
like a map. Oh, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it
authoritarian.
kind of tells you like all the different spectrums and like where he
So
lands.
libertarian is the government should have absolutely no role in anything.
It's like Ron
Okay.
Swanson, basically.
yeah, like Gary Johnson.
Ron Swanson. Isn't that the guy from Anchorman?
No,
that's Ron Burgundy.
Ron
Parks and
Swanson
Rec.
is from Parks and Rec.
And then authoritarian is
Yeah.
complete
The
government.
opposite,
right?
like
So then the right
communism.
wing is the more conservative leaning, and left wing is more liberal leaning.
So he leans over to the left.
Lean
Yes.
left.
So then, like Elizabeth Warren is probably further to the left.
She's like off the map. No, just kidding.
Let's see.
What about
God
her,
dang.
Oscar? Can Elizabeth get it?
Maybe back in the
Nah,
day.
fuck that bitch.
Ah, that's fucked up, dude. I
Why?
thought you were equal opportunity. I thought you were equal.
Not if they're
opportunity.
rich.
You know what? I was thinking about that the other time. I was like, if I become a gigolo, I have to fuck all women.
Yeah, you can't
like-
say no to nothing.
Yeah,
dude.
because that's my money. So I
What
was
if you
like
become
thinking
a
about
juggalo?
it. I was like, oh, you know what? I don't think I want to be.
You're gonna be a
that.
picky gigolo? That's fucked up. dude.
What if you're a juggalo though?
Can I? But that's the thing about competitiveness. I can like compete to get to like the higher tier of women that I fuck
Oh shit!
instead of like just fucking the
So she's
scraps.
she's actually a little bit closer to the
And you wonder
center.
why I always leave here motivated as
in
fuck.
sense of
Because of you.
I
authoritarian,
want to go fuck rich people.
she is very left wing.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I mean, she's literally right there.
Yeah. So it's basically here it's Bernie Warren,
Yeah.
and then here it's about Biden, Buttigieg,
Okay.
and then like Tulsi Gabbard's probably here, and then you start going this way, right?
Right.
Trump
Interesting.
somewhere over here.
Interesting.
I think right now, Oscar, I wanted to know more about you.
About me.
Yeah,
What do you wanna
just
know?
you
What's
in
up?
general, man. Like,
What do you want to know?
how did you get motivated to keep going through school and stay motivated to keep doing what you're doing and to more than anything, like what you believe in. I've been repeating that in my brain. Like, if you don't stand for anything, you will fall for everything.
Yes.
So how do you keep like that tunnel vision? You know what I'm
drive.
saying? Yeah, that drive.
So, I mean, kind of similar with Irvin. Like, the only reason I went to like college is because I had everything paid for. Right. I mean, I graduated top of my class, valedictorian, got everything paid for, Pell grants. So my undergrad was paid for. Then the master's program, I had to take out loans.
Yeah. How come you didn't do the scholarship stuff?
I got lazy, to be honest.
Yeah,
I
it
got
is
lazy.
kind of laziness. And also, it's like,
'cause how many essays do you have to write and stuff?
dude,
I mean,
it's
because
tough.
you apply, there's different stuff you have to do for each scholarship, and then there's no guarantee you get that one. You have to apply for all
Yeah,
of them.
like-
I just, honestly, I just got lazy.
Okay.
like props
You know?
to Cindy's sister. She actually got a bunch of scholarships. But even that, I don't even think it pays for the whole,
amount.
like the whole amount. You still have to, somehow if you're broke, you still have to get a loan.
You still have to get
You
a
know
loan.
what I mean? Like if you're poor, no matter, maybe you can get a fuck those scholarships. I don't know. You're going to write 37 essays, but somehow maybe you're still going to have to take a loan
So
somehow.
on one side of my family, all my cousins, we've gone to college so far, right? So on that side, I'm not the first to go to college.
Right.
On the other side, I'm the only one that's gone to college, and let alone get a master's.
Mom or dad?
On my mom's side, there's already 4 cousins that have, or
College.
there's or immediate family that have college education. Extended, that's the side that's more college oriented. On my dad's side, I'm the first one to go to college in general.
And who
Anything.
does better
What do you mean?
financially? And
Between my parents?
between both sides,
Oh, both sides? I would say my mom's side.
the college
college
driven.
educated side.
Okay, that's
I mean,
I
that's
think
true.
that's badass to know.
Yeah.
It makes a difference too, like what kind of education you're getting to. Like, obviously, if you're getting,
An arts major.
yeah, it's gonna be kind of
Oh,
hard.
and that's also, I mean, like my family, my grandparents got here, I don't know, maybe like 40, 50 years ago. So my parents are the first generation. I'm second generation,
okay,
right?
okay.
So, I mean, usually when that happens, the first generation goes for like the sciences, the math and all that. So I did math in my undergrad and then business afterwards. But it's usually later on, like different later generations that start
Yeah.
going for like liberal arts stuff. Because I
Artsy
mean, their
stuff.
parents already have the money,
Yeah,
right? So
right.
you don't have to worry about that.
And in the future, I mean, the way our AI is going, most of us are probably going to be in the
Yeah.
arts world.
Sigues?
Dude, tech is
Pues la
fucking
chingada.
incredible.
No, he's right.
Fuck
Like,
art.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
like
Tech
once
scares
all the
the hell out of
jobs
me.
are taken over and we don't have to do anything anymore, art is what's going to rise.
That's boring.
It's beautiful.
We'll be dead by then, Oscar.
No.
Oscar, we'll be dead by then.
We'll
Y
be
luego
dead
ya,
by then?
y luego ya si tú quieres hacer algo, pues you do it, you know, but you don't have to because there will be a robot there who will fucking run to
But
you.
that's the thing. I don't want to have that choice.
Our lamp
Because
turned
my
off.
choice 100% is gonna be like, no voy a hacer nada, güey.
Like, you're just trying to protect yourself from your own laziness.
Sí, güey.
Chinga.
I have to, but like inherently, like I want to do shit. I want to chill. Like I just want to, like I want to go back to my high school years. Que no,
Just
but
chill.
I would
Enjoy
just
life.
chill, fuck, have a good time.
Reverse. Like,
And
Dude,
that's
but who
it.
doesn't want that? That's a beautiful
Ah,
life.
well, yeah.
And then you do what you want that you're passionate about. Like
That's why.
you think if we're rich, we're gonna stop doing the podcast? Probably not, because we enjoy
Probably.
it.
I
You know
love
what I
it.
mean?
Yeah, I
you
love
get
it.
taxed too much.
Dang, because we're dumping all our money into this asset, so we're gonna get taxed on this.
We're not able to afford to do it. It's gonna be too expensive.
So
And as far like politically, like what I stand for,
yeah,
I mean, I've always been Democratic, but I think that's just because like where I'm raised and all that, right?
Okay.
I mean, I think it does have something to do with that, but also I'm finding the limits of where my left leanings go.
Okay.
Like I just got the book, The Communist Manifesto. Like I don't believe in it, but I also want to know what that
Right, that's good.
ideology is. So I know, okay, this is what they think, and this is why I don't agree with because of this, this, and this.
Right.
shit.
Right, because it wasn't until recently that I'm like, oh, okay, like I am more capitalist than I thought I was, right? I didn't know the extent of it. So it's like figuring out like more generally like, okay, this is exactly what I believe in, instead of like, yes, I'm left leaning,
Right.
and like not knowing like, okay, I'll support this person, I
Yeah.
don't know why or whatever.
Right, well-
so I'm like trying to figure out like my limits of where
You're
that's
individual, who you
Yeah.
are. Like you're not just a batch. You're not just I fall in this batch of people. You're an individual.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like-
because okay, like Barack Obama, I thought he was a great president. I didn't
Yeah.
get to vote for him, right?
Right.
But I think his immigration stance was pretty shitty. He's the
Right.
president that deported the most amount
Okay.
of people, more than Bush, more than
He
any
has
other
his
president.
flaws as well.
Right. So I mean, you start figuring out where your limits are, right?
right.
How do you determine like what's the best course of action when you are looking into who you're gonna vote? Because I would assume that, as we're talking about, you're an individual, you have your own stances. do you usually vote for the person that you truly, truly believe should be in office, or do you sometimes have to kind of like compromise and be like, well, this is going to be like kind of like a throne?
with this person.
So
than this
okay,
person.
so that's like what the Democratic Party is trying to figure out right now, right? Because Joe Biden would win,
Okay.
right? But he's more centrist than
Okay.
the people that I would want, right?
Okay.
But my philosophy is you should ask for the full loaf, because even if you don't, you might get half.
True.
If you ask for half, you'll get crumbs.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I like that.
Because I mean,
Shoot for the stars.
shoot for the stars, and you might just get like halfway, and that's already better than like asking, okay, well, what if we compromise on this, and that's your starting point, and the other side's like, no, we're not gonna do that. It's like, okay, then you meet somewhere on the other side that you don't want to be.
Right. What are you
That-
laughing?
That's why when you go for a job, you ask for 23, and if they're like, you know what, we'll give you 20, but you were thinking, I'm only gonna get 10. You know what I'm saying?
The reason I was laughing is because we've been hanging out with Oscar, and every time I hear something, I always hear Oscar's like interpretation of it in my head already. Like
What
when
did
you
I
said
say?
that, like get the whole loaf.
Yeah.
I just picture Oscar. Es que agarras todo el pinche pan y luego si te dan mitad, pues a la madre con ese cabrón. You know, I just like in my head, I already hear you saying something like, "Fuck yeah."
I like Gilbert, man. I like,
So, I
I
mean,
like,
it's like-
yeah, I like where you're.
Do I
everything.
think Elizabeth Warren's gonna get everything that I would want? Do I
Right.
do I
Do
think I'm
everything.
gonna get everything that I want happen
yeah.
in the country? No, and I don't want that either, right? Because we're a democracy. We're supposed to compromise.
I mean, yeah, you're
right?
just asking one person to like to
figure it all out.
figure everything out
But
for every
the way I vote is like, if in a perfect world,
Mm-hmm.
I would want this person to lead the country,
Okay.
right? But because they're not going to get everything that they want, because they still have to deal with Congress and
Yeah.
like, Republicans and all that. So I mean, you're not going to get everything, but someone that's already starting from the stance that you would want, and then compromising
Mm-hmm. Okay.
from there,
I get
not
you.
starting from a compromised position and then compromising even more.
Even more.
That's
Yeah,
my.
I like
that's
that.
beautiful.
I like the way you put
Beautiful.
So in this case, Elizabeth is what
This
who,
is who
who
you would
meets.
think.
Yeah, but I'm also between Bernie,
Okay.
Biden. I'm not Biden, but Warren. I went to Bernie's rally in Vado when he came here.
Oh shit.
Like I was on the
Oh,
backstage
nice.
and like.
Backstage?
Oh shit!
Or like the
You're a
stage where
groupie?
he was in like on the stage with it on the back.
You're a Bernie
I was
groupie?
a Bernie group. I was a Bernie bro. A Bernie bro.
Sucking his balls.
Bernie roadie. Dang.
Did you say sucking Bernie's balls?
Ah, they're probably like droop
You
like a
probably had to like
motherfucker.
you probably had to like duck down.
You could do it from the next room. He just like.
Well, they're
'Cause
like
they're so
they're
stretchy.
so
They're
stretchy.
What's the pinch?
Allá está en el otro cuarto, el güey.
Just lift up his pant leg.
That's crazy.
So that was pretty good.
That's how he used like.
You need to suck my balls and go to the other room. Have to.
So your family is your family from
You're pretty good at that.
they came from Juarez from or where did they come from? Where
I
did
think
your
my
family?
great grandparents, some from Durango, from Delicias,
Okay.
Mioki area,
Okay.
and then my grandparents, one from Monterrey,
Oh shit.
one from Juarez, and then we ended up here.
That's crazy. So
No, you're good.
would you say that I don't know if you would say that, but I mean, was your dad leaning more to like the old-fashioned ways or like because my dad leans more to like the machista kind of thing. He's liberal in some things, but some things he's not.
I think
My mom was way more liberal with me than my dad was. I don't know. How do you?
I think growing up, like it wasn't that machista, but there was still machista
Some of it
aspects,
in it,
right?
uh-huh.
I mean, we all like traditionally in a machista culture, like the woman takes care of the household.
Yeah.
Like no, like my dad would iron, he would clean.
Oh,
Like,
okay,
everybody
awesome.
does their shit. Like,
Awesome.
Nobody's
Awesome.
gonna get a free ride.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean,
So he was pretty
Kinda, there's
liberal
like-
in that kind of
Yeah.
thinking. He kind of expanded his
Wow.
his
Yeah.
way of thinking. That's
So, I
I
mean,
think that's super cool.
progressive.
Yeah.
yeah. So like,
progressive.
I wash, I like iron my own clothes.
That's-
I do my own
that's
shit.
really
Like
good.
I.
Yeah. Awesome.
I also had to learn like how to change a tire. I worked at
Yeah.
discount for a month before I got a hernia.
Oh shit! How the fuck did you get a hernia?
Those huge ass tires.
You're
Fuck.
lifting with your back.
I
How-
mean, I was.
You la levantaste. What did you feel though?
No, I didn't feel. Well, it wasn't until later on I felt like
Una
On
bola.
your hip?
So I'm like, all right, then I know what it is.
Ah,
And
la
like, I went-
chingada. That
It just
sucks.
a ball just there. He could grab it.
Like it wasn't that big either. It was like it was just starting off. They said I didn't need to get surgery, but I was like, I'm not gonna wait and then let it get worse.
Yeah.
Oh man, that sucks.
Hernias are nasty.
You had a hernia too?
No, I just like the thought of it because it's your stomach, like your fucking intestines.
It's your intestines
going
going out of
through
your abs.
fucking
Oh
muscle
my god. I've never thought about that once. Dude, lifting
especially
weights
think about
ever.
That's how you need the belt.
Does that happen all the time? The
Ever.
weightlifting?
I've never thought about it. I mean, I've used the belt and like I like all of that, but never have I ever like thought about like, oh, I'm gonna
What a
squat
hernia
these
is?
600 pounds and get a hernia. Never. I'm just like,
No,
I'm
and
gonna
like,
do this shit.
There's worst case scenarios where like a whole section of your intestine is like outside of your abs, so it's just like a huge ball, right?
Dude, un pelón pelo rico. Remember that shit? Like you squished the tamarindo.
Yeah.
That's basically what
So
happened.
you have to go to a hospital because then your intestine
It's
starts
gonna
dying.
like, oh my god.
It starts like gangrene, and you need it.
oh shit.
So
yeah.
that's-
I've never felt. I've never. That thought never crossed my mind, dude.
You can't
I
push it back
promise.
in?
No.
No,
O sea, no
mames.
mames, güey. You do something.
They put a mesh. So I
mesh?
got like the laparoscopic, so they make two small holes instead of a huge ass like cut.
Right.
And then they put a mesh, so it's your abs and then a mesh, so your intestine doesn't like.
So you
go
still
out.
have that?
Yeah, and it's in me forever. Like it's just.
I can feel it
part
right
of
now.
it.
Crazy.
Can you feel
I
it?
can't even feel it.
Look at Irvin's face. Can you feel it?
Let me touch that. Let me feel your mesh.
I don't know if
mesh.
you guys want to wrap it up. We've been talking.
No, but I mean,
No, it's up to you guys.
Okay, we
got-
should just go a little more over Burt, just like
yeah, I
we
want to know
didn't
more
really
about
talk
Burt,
about
'cause,
you.
I mean, we went really deep into
The politics.
The politics, awesome.
The true nature of this podcast is we want to meet people.
Yeah, we want to know
Of
what
course,
Burt is all
stuff
about.
is interesting too, but people.
Because I don't know. I don't think that Burt. That's all that Burt represents.
Right,
I think so.
Political.
That's all I do.
views.
Other than
I wake up and I get on this
I would say
and I
that
go back
is,
to sleep.
you are a one-dimensional person.
Yeah,
you
that's
are
just
a
all I do.
politics guy.
I'm getting unsponsored by Eyesight with.
I see. There you go. That's what it was.
God damn.
I like the question Oscar asks. I like keep asking
What?
questions.
That's
Oscar.
about like hernias
Well, it's
and shit?
basically what Irvin asks every time. Like, you know, learning a little bit about you and what drove you. Because you've been having these this incline towards that since junior high. Like, holy shit! Like,
Yeah.
I'd never even thought about that in junior high at all. How did that come to be? Like, who influenced you to be like politically inclined or think about that even?
I think a lot of it was just, I mean, growing up poor, right?
Okay.
Like, I mean, I grew up poor, so
Yeah.
a lot of it is like, how do I get out of this?
Get out of this.
You
Oh
know?
shit.
And like a lot of that has to do with, yeah, you figure out, yeah, go to college, like start preparing for that. I mean, graduate top of my class, so I didn't have to pay for anything. You know, like I did all the work.
So
I
the
had
whole
to do.
time you were in school, you were just like, I have to graduate top so I can.
Well, not top, but at least up
Make
there,
it-
right?
make
it up
because then
there.
it's easier to
Right.
like get into college,
Yeah.
get it paid for, not having to worry about that. And then along the way, I mean, you start realizing that yeah, you can, and then I like you work as much as you can, but you're not guaranteed that you're
Right.
still going to
Yeah.
succeed,
Right.
right? Because there's a lot of societal stuff that
Not a factor.
that affects it.
So
right?
you want to know why it was
Yeah.
like where from the top, like you want to know why,
Yeah.
how is it going to affect you
like
from the
the
top?
rich paying the politicians
Yeah.
in different ways to lower their taxes or to like keep their wealth,
Right.
or like in Harvard, the children of Harvard graduates automatically get enrolled into it, like
So
they
the
get
legacy or
accepted.
whatever.
as
It's
a
like
legacy.
grandfather did.
It's like, how is that? Like, what
That's
if
crazy,
they,
huh?
like what if they gave like some lazy ass like stupid person, but now they can go in just because like they're already in Harvard, so it's just they get to go to
Yeah.
Harvard also.
So just your sheer curiosity of like of thinking, damn, like even if I do all of this, I might not make it.
Yeah.
Why? So you
So
started
then a lot of it's
figuring
like
it out.
okay, and like
Damn.
I was before in 2016. I was like politically active. I would go to like town halls. I would go to like
Dang.
all this stuff. Like and I was involved.
Yeah.
And then Trump won, and I was like, it's depressing as hell.
Oh,
you
shit.
Know? Like,
What was your train of thought when that happened? Like,
that night? The
Yeah.
night that he won?
like what goes through your mind? Like, why did you just be like, because you just gave up on the system?
Yeah.
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 I was
you're
like, you know
fuck,
what? Like,
everything you believed in.
The system's so fucked up that he won.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not that I like. It could have been any Republican, and I would have been fine with it.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
But-
Mitt Romney. Like I don't agree with him, but it, like you know,
We would have been better than Trump.
yeah. So it's like the fact that he won.
Yeah.
It's like that's how fucked up we are right
Yeah.
now.
So you're
Like this
just
is
like-
how fucked everything is. Like he won.
Dude, like my
fucking
brother, my
celebrity.
I don't know. I haven't really had a discussion with my brother about this because I just don't want to get into it. But he's like a big time Trump supporter, and I just don't want to. You know,
Yeah.
I don't feel like I know enough. I also don't like arguing and just doing
¿Qué
shit. Like,
vas a hacer?
oh, okay. So like,
Ya cuando ya like 2 hours in, te mamas.
But why do you think people resonate with this guy? Like, has he done anything that it's like, oh, actually, yeah, he's done good. That's why I support him. You know, why do some people still like him?
I mean, there's different sections of people that support him.
Right.
So, a small portion like him because he's extremely conservative, right? Like has like kind of racist tendencies.
Okay.
Not all Trump supporters are racist. That's not what I'm saying, and that's what everybody thinks. Like as soon as you say that, right? Like no, not
Right.
all of them are racist.
Yeah.
Some of them are in it for financial reasons. He passed the tax cuts.
Yeah.
I mean, there's those people too. He recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, which is what a lot of Christians want.
Okay.
Like, right? So I mean,
So he's
there's different sections that he's like doing enough to keep them happy.
right.
But a lot of it, not a lot of it, but some of it is also the demographics of the country are changing, right? And I think this next election, or the white population is losing their power. You know,
Right.
like they decide everything basically.
majority.
Majority of
Yeah.
the country. I think by 2030, non-whites are the majority. So between like Hispanics, blacks, Asians, like we're the majority. By 2050, Hispanics are the majority.
Okay.
Damn,
You know?
that's how much we fuck.
Dude,
yes.
I wouldn't be surprised if we're the majority already, but we're just hiding.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't do the census. We go back to that.
But I mean, it's a change of culture.
Scenery.
Yeah.
Right? Because I mean, California went through the same thing when it was going from a white dominant state to a Hispanic dominant state, where they even passed laws where you had to, or English was the official language of the state. Right? Or like Spanish was not.
Right.
Like right now, the U.S. has no official language.
Right.
Right?
I think that's pretty cool. There's just
Yeah.
a melting pot.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
a melting pot of
you
everything.
know, even California got to the point where they passed laws where like English is the official language.
What? Really?
Right? Because it's that change between like being the dominant political force,
Right.
being like the white population, to not being that anymore. So there is that backlash. And I mean, if you go even back historically, after like slavery was abolished, you had all of the like Jim Crow laws, right? And then like the civil rights rights were passed, and then you still had, then it was segregation, then civil rights, then it was. I don't know. But there's always like a back. Like there's
Yeah.
forward progress,
Right.
and then it goes back.
something- Yeah.
We
Yeah.
just had our
Forward, just
first black president,
Yeah.
Right.
And then it goes back.
and like
The whitest guy.
well, the Republicans or conservatives hated it.
yeah.
Right.
Right. They hated the fact that
It's like
he was up there.
overcorrecting. Is what you're saying.
Overcorrecting. So like it's always we make progress and then we go back.
Yeah.
But-
So I think that's why Trump won. Because he was one of the first people that were like the birthers. That Barack Obama is not born here. He's from Kenya, right? Like he's one of the people.
I'm a
that
real American.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like, cause like we were talking about before. Like, usually my stances are pretty like if the system's not working, we should like
Try something new.
try something new.
Yeah.
And I think that was a big thing too, because I was talking to somebody. I can't remember. A coworker of mine said something that kind of resonated with me. Is like people got tired of that like traditional like politician. You know, like that guy looks like a politician or he talks like a politician.
Yeah.
And then here comes this guy, very charismatic. It's like, hey, look, I'm an American. I'm an American first, and I'm gonna do this. So people
America first,
resonated
yeah.
with that. They were sick and tired of like this like suit and tie kind of like very, you know what I mean? So
And-
maybe that has a lot to do with it. I think.
And that's happening everywhere, right? Because
What did you say, Oscar? Sorry.
The song.
As long as I got my suit. If you ever watch our episodes, we always break out into a song because Oscar hears a word, he'll just start singing it, and then we
Fucking-
flow with it.
Burt, what are your hobbies, man? Besides being stressed over politics.
Yeah. No, but hold on.
What
I
are
want to
your
hear what I was gonna
hobbies?
say.
Okay.
what was it? Oh, okay. So like the president of Ukraine,
Okay.
Zelensky,
Okay.
he's a comedian.
Oh my God. Chingao.
So I mean, it's not just the U.S.
Okay. I
It
get you.
happens.
It happens
happening
They
everywhere.
don't want traditional stuff. They want
Right,
to switch
because
it up.
like a lot of stuff in society is like breaking down.
True.
Right. It's not as secure and it's not as like. I mean, we're richer, we're better off as people, but we don't feel it anymore, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, people are looking for non-politicians because it's like their fault for getting this.
see.
We're pretty much living in like a big ass reality show.
Dude,
Like
bit.
all the
Yeah.
other countries and everything. Like it's a big ass reality show. Like
this whole shit is a movie.
it's
dude.
fucking crazy, dude. I feel fucking I feel awesome to live in the era that we live in.
Yeah.
I like it. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because we don't have all the plagues and
That's
none of
crazy,
that
huh?
bullshit. Like, and then I got to live through the internet and seeing everything evolve.
Technology
so
booms. And
I really enjoy where we live and where I'm at right now. So I enjoy it a lot.
But that's what I think that's why, like, you and I, or like most of us, resonate with shows like they're very satirical, like South Park, Rick and Morty,
Oh, Rick
The
and Morty's
Simpsons.
the
That's
shit.
that's why it's so relatable. That's why those shows are so popular, because it really encompasses.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Bert.
yes.
Anyway,
but
sorry.
let's get loose. Let's fuck.
Yeah, loosey goosey. Es más, I'm gonna bust out the Hennessy and
Everybody
we're
take
gonna
out-
Hennessy
Everybody
on
take
my
out your
lips.
pants. What?
Ala. You blow me, I blow you. You know that kind of thing. What are your hobbies, man? Besides this, what do you like to do?
Hiking a lot.
Oh,
Went
yeah.
hiking
Oh
a
shit.
couple weeks
Okay.
ago,
That was
right?
fun.
Go to the gym. a lot.
You love the gym. Which gym do you go to?
EP Fitness.
Which one?
Wrestler by Franklin.
Okay,
Yeah.
you go to the one up there.
Yeah.
That was nice. I like it.
That's nice. What else? I go out a lot on the weekends.
Hell
basically.
yeah.
Like what? This.
What's your favorite spot?
Tin Man probably.
Tin Man.
You're
And then
always
if not
there,
downtown area,
Always there.
I'm always there.
You're into the what is it the what is that called the different brews? Not the hipster, but like
Ale?
what is that called? Like I know it's a certain thing. It's called a certain thing. I can't remember.
Craft-
Oh, IPA.
Craft beers.
Oh,
Yeah, you're
yeah.
like
IPAs.
You're,
IPAs.
you're down. You
I
like you
used
like
to be a lot more,
a lot more.
but right now I'm just.
Dude, if you're looking
branching
for
from-
physical fitness guide, Oscar's the guy to talk
Yeah.
to.
Look at him.
Like, what body are you trying to get? Because Burt is into running. Like, we just did a 5K.
Oh, fuck.
He's the one that did it with us.
You went to that Thanksgiving one?
Yeah.
He won
I'm
third
going-
place, dude. He didn't
You
even
won
know
third
it.
place?
Oh, not overall in my age category.
In your age category. But that
They just-
even
yeah.
that's,
Hey, well,
that's
you got
fucking good.
first in your
I
age
got
category. What are you
first.
talking about?
Thanks.
What is it? What's the
Number
age category?
'cause I wasn't
Fucking
running.
50?
Los chingazos, cabrones.
Damn it! So you are competitive, dude. We
Just
used to
against
go. We
50-year-olds.
used to go sprint.
Yeah.
At the sack,
Oh, that's
and
fun.
this bitch would get competitive. He doesn't like to admit it, but
No,
he
he's
did.
competitive as hell.
It's because, watch, I'm competitive, but only
everything.
when, like,
When it'll benefit you,
when it's
like,
fun.
well, yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I also don't like when,
Smash.
I hate it when you go play basketball and, like, the guys take it too serious.
Oh yeah, I hated that shit.
Like, oh,
too.
you touched the last, it's out. Like, that turns me off.
That's
like,
no
a motherfucker.
mames, way. We're just here to have
It's
fun.
not even fun anymore, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, because I started thinking about it yesterday. I'm like, I'm good at a takeoff. Like, I have a fucking badass takeoff. Because I would always beat Irvin at the takeoff. But then, when like midway, like, he would like hit another gear.
Yeah.
And like, boom, boom. But like, fuck you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well,
so,
because what?
Like, what are your
From-
goals, Bert, for, like, physical fitness?
no.
Do you-
Let him finish.
Oh,
what he
you were
was
going to talk
say.
about...
Well,
I
I was just
apologize.
gonna say what from between high school and college, lost 50 pounds.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
So, you
huh?
lost 50 pounds.
Yeah.
How much were you weighing?
I was what like 186.
186, and
I
then
went
you went
down
down
to,
to
like,
130.
135.
Okay. So, that's how much you weigh right now?
No, I like weigh 160.
160.
Yeah.
But you feel healthy,
But
Like,
you,
I'm-
you
yeah,
look
not-
better than 185.
Yes.
Okay.
But because I mean, back then it was like majority just fat. Now it's
Okay.
like I'm actually like
You actually
working
gained
out
some
weights
muscle.
and stuff.
When you got down to, what did you say, 140?
135.
Yeah, it was
Ah,
way too
dude.
much. Way too much.
What did you tell yourself?
No, like people. One stupid friend, he's like, "Hey, dude, like, do you have cancer?" I'm like, "No, like I don't." Like,
Seriously.
Estás desnutrido.
yeah,
Dude, that's light as fuck. And
That's a
what,
lot.
you're like, what, 5'9"?
yeah.
Should have told him, tengo cáncer, pero me la pelas.
No, but after that, just been like exercising and stuff, trying to stay
Yeah.
in shape.
How
I'm
many
telling
meals
you.
a day do you eat?
3, but then I snack a lot.
Okay.
So
what
it's
do
like a bunch
you
of
like
like
to snack on?
fruit, dried fruit, like
Dried fruit?
cashews, almonds. You know,
Ah,
like
that's
trying
good
to
shit.
like yeah, the
Keep
good
it,
shit.
keep it more health. And then if you do go the other way,
Yeah,
what,
like, I
what do you
don't drink
usually
s-
go for?
Like
Like if you snack on something that you like, oh, it's bad. What do you usually go
Oh,
for?
the dark side?
oh, the dark side. It's probably. I mean, probably cake. Or like
Cake? You love
You like cake?
but- no, not like cake, but like coffee cake and all that.
Cake.
Like,
Oh, quequitos. Yeah, that's my shit.
Quequitos.
Ice cream.
Fuck
What do you like?
yeah.
Ding dongs, fucking penguinitos.
Zebra cakes. Zebra shit.
Ding dong.
Ding dong.
Honey
You
buns
made
and
me real
zebra
self-conscious
cakes.
of it. I realize I say things weird. Like when I say duck, you're like the duck. You're like
Because
the
you
duck.
get like a Mexican accent out of nowhere.
So you're more you lean more towards the cardio side. You like
yeah.
the
So
long distance.
the year after I lost the weight, I like tried every day run farther and farther, and then I hit the limit of running like 10 miles nonstop.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
that's dope.
And then like
Damn.
that was the peak, and then
awesome.
after that I was like, you know what,
Did
I'm
you
done.
you get like tired? Not tired, but you were like, oh fuck this
good
shit.
is-
Like
Yeah, like I was done with just running.
We're just
So then
running.
How good is your pace? Like your pace per
Right
day?
now, I'm like 7:10 a mile.
Okay.
So, I
not
mean,
bad.
it's
how do you?
decent.
What do you think of like Kipchoge?
Who's that?
I think he was Kenyan. He beat the 2-hour marathon limit.
Oh, for the
He
first
won a
time. or
sub,
something?
yeah, sub 2-hour marathon. What do you think about that? That's crazy, huh?
Yeah, I don't even know.
It was
how
like
you
a
can run
pace.
full marathon.
It was like a pace of 13 on the treadmill, basically.
Yeah.
That's fucking
Like
insane.
13,
Like if you're going
13.
13
That's
miles.
that's fucking
steady.
fast, dude.
Yeah.
13.
I'm dying at
for an
10
hour. For
13 what?
For
Well, I think it's
minute.
miles per hour. I think
Yeah,
it's
it's
miles
miles
per
per
hour.
hour.
Oh.
On the
So he
treadmill,
was
it's miles per
going
hour.
like if in the how like in the treadmill you can set it.
Oh, you can.
If you set it to
Damn,
13, which
that's
is basically the
fucking
max,
fast.
I think most.
Yeah, that's
treadmills
the
only-
max.
Most of them max out at 12, actually. Yeah.
He was doing that for an hour and
There's no
40 something
way.
minutes.
See,
Look it up.
He-
No,
he-
but
See,
hold on,
wait.
because there is a little controversy because he had pacers and he also had people in front for drafting. So like that was like
fucking
it was like optimal condition.
That completely eliminates his accomplishment.
Because okay, I can see
But
it because
still,
his brain
but
was
still.
like, okay,
Yeah.
but if he would have been by himself, he may have not accomplished it.
Yeah.
Or at least not by that much.
Okay.
Maybe he would have barely, because I know he did it. He had done it a year before. He finished with like I think it was like 14 seconds or something. And he's like, next year, like for sure I got it.
Damn.
And then like you could see like he had people switching out. He had pacers switching out. He had people in front of him. He had like a little like a fucking car that was running in front of him with like a laser. On the ground, so you know,
that's
so
sick.
you can't fall over this. Like you have to stay in this.
Damn.
So
Well,
it was like
dope.
optimal condition.
That's cool.
But
That's
still,
So
I still think that's pretty cool. Like I think
fuck
we
yeah.
should have two different Olympics. This is completely different.
Oh, wait,
Okay,
wait,
okay.
are we-
One like
To break
natural,
records?
like one natural, like
Oh,
no drugs,
like
no- yeah,
and
yeah.
one like the people that want to like get all
Do
like,
the-
Break the
started out
records
just
and
to see
Fuck
yeah,
yeah.
like the
how
limit.
limits of hygiene exist. Like
And
Fuck
then
yeah.
once in a while we'll have a guy who's clean jump into the
yeah, like
and see how
me,
he
like
does.
I just jump into
Yeah.
it and like just see how
bad
fucking
you get
slow I am
fucked up.
compared to like a
We should
legend.
do one where they go like "shut the fuck up, women," where we clearly put like a superior man to a woman, and it's like
Oh.
the same category, same weight class, and then the guy just fucking murks him, and
Well,
then we're like, "Everybody satisfied? We're good."
dude,
Yeah?
they
All
already
right.
did that.
Shut the fuck
the
up.
Relay.
That's
Wait,
good.
wait. They already did that on the relays. They did a combination of men
okay.
and women.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
And some of the countries or whatever, they were like, all right, let's race. You have to like put the racers at a certain order. And some of them were like, let's throw in the women against the men. And oh my god, it was
The
like
blow up?
day and night.
Well,
man.
here's the thing. So like the most physically fit like woman
Right.
peak athlete
right.
is like way better than any of us.
Right.
Definitely one
Right, than us,
way
yes.
better.
And we're men.
Like,
Well,
yes.
it depends. I was kidding.
But like, biologically, men
Right,
are
right, right.
stronger.
Yeah.
Oh, like,
men
Listen,
are like
all I
that
want to
is
see
the reality.
All I
That's
want to
it.
see is an MMA fight where a guy just destroys a girl.
Oh
and
my
and
God,
he looks
what
at the
the
camera
fuck?
and he goes,
I think you're taking peak for peak.
"Yeah, for sure."
You know what I
peak for
mean?
peak.
Yeah.
But like in general,
In general, men are stronger,
just-
but
yeah.
the highest performing
there's
female
also, like-
is like way better than most.
I
men.
Yes,
saw. We just saw a
exactly.
video of
Yeah.
a professional boxer fuck up a guy. Like she fucked him
Yeah.
up.
That was a good.
and she was delicious.
That was a lady. That was a lady.
That was a late.
Oh, you're talking about the guy. But that was a trained woman.
Okay, let's put it on.
That was a trained woman.
a trained
versus
woman,
a random
but,
dude.
But the random guy was also lanky and he had
Yeah.
like no
He
build.
didn't know what he was doing.
But he got fucked up by this girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
So,
Destroyed.
what meals do you feel you do you?
That was a weird transition.
Oscar has the
to
best
be more
transition.
optimum,
Okay,
to be
okay.
more optimum when you work out. Like
Okay.
what changed from the 135 to the 165? That
it
made
was
you-
it was portion control. Like I didn't go on a diet or anything. It was just okay. Instead of eating like 6 flautas, I ate 3.
Okay.
You know, like, that's
so
all I
you
did.
never stop eating
A single.
You know what people
Oh,
consider
yeah.
to be. You never stop eating what people consider to be bad food. You just
Yeah.
portioned it.
Portioned it. So instead
Perfect.
of eating half a pizza, I ate less than half a pizza.
Okay,
You know?
dude, I just ate about a whole pizza
Ate
yesterday,
one
like,
pepperoni.
2 days ago.
Yeah, I went to
No.
Pieology. I had one of those personal.
Yeah,
pizzas.
those-
They're not that good.
I think
I didn't like them.
Hey,
Is that
It's no Peter Piper.
Do you feel comfortable with what you're doing now, or do you have like a goal that you want to get to, like your body image?
I
Do
mean,
you wanna
if I
get
can lose like the remaining
Lo
fat,
Yeah.
pancita.
but I mean I've been trying for 5 years.
How did you look when you were 135? Did you still have a pancita?
Yeah,
Still?
It's
I mean, that's
because-
just
but
your
it's because
body,
I
dude.
also lost muscle. Like,
Well, because you also
weight.
got to do what are they? Push-ups.
It's
I
the
mean,
type.
wait,
Calisthenics.
And then we go back to that. So you're saying
Tighter.
you're eating 3 flautas. Well, there's a difference because let's say that you eat 6 ounces of sweet potato.
Yeah.
And they're both the same calories, but
Right. The body fat.
quality,
Yeah.
the quality of the carbohydrate and the calorie is different.
Yeah,
So I'm eating healthier now, not where I should
Like
be.
instead of portioning it, you actually switch it.
Yeah.
To the other.
So like I've
like
tried
br-
to like eat less red meat, less bread, like more fruits and
Right.
water and all that.
I'll
stuff.
sacrifice, dude, for
Awesome.
sure.
But I mean, then on the weekends, like that's the
Go
whole
for
new
it.
thing.
Yeah, you
And-
go. You eat what you want to eat.
Yeah.
I think that's a good balance. Irvin taught me that. I'm not gonna lie.
What?
Because Irvin, we'd always go out and he like the biggest burger you can get.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
But he works out and he sticks to a clean diet for the most part. But when he wants it, he gets it.
Yeah.
I feel
get
like
it
that's
most
a
of the
that's a
Yeah,
good
because
compromise.
that's also why I never went on a diet because I'm being in a diet and in a Hispanic household.
Oh my God,
Like
it's
you're
impossible.
you're not gonna be able to do it. You're not.
I told my mom
You're
I'm
gonna
fat because
you're
of
gonna
you.
offend a lot of family members.
Oh, yeah.
Because as soon as you get there, like, ¿Qué comida? No, they're gonna be like, "¿Por qué?"
When I competed,
No le gusta mi comida,
I used to get into arguments with people. I'd be like, no voy a comer eso, me vale verga. No! And then my tia was all like, ¿por qué? ¿No te gusta mi comida? Chingue su madre, tía. Yeah, just like that. Just like that.
But yeah, like it's hard. You
Yeah,
have to
Because
eat,
people
so
look
it's
at
just
you,
like
right?
eat
That's
that.
all you're eating?
Yeah.
You know?
Dude,
You
let's
get
be
that shit.
honest.
Yes,
Mexican
bitch.
food is fucking delicious.
It's delicious.
It's good. That's why I didn't want to stop.
Like,
Yeah, hell yeah.
I see
like
somebody.
there's a reason why Mexicans are chunky.
But
No,
yeah,
I see somebody with 2% body fat, perfect abs, everything's like so defined. I'm like, I'm never gonna have that. Why? Because I don't want to stop eating ice cream.
Or enchiladas. Or
Nah,
tacos.
but
or
I'm
not going
salsas.
to.
I'm not going to.
Gilbert's on the right track, though.
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah, as long as you switch the type of calories and carbohydrates that you eat into like the good kind, the slow digestible, like all of that. Because red meat really inflames your intestine.
Elk.
And it makes it hard to digest food and all
And-
that. Bread, gluten really fucks up your intestines.
As far as workouts, though, what would you recommend for someone who's just trying to like tighten up, like maybe lose a
Well,
little
what do
bit
you
of
do
the
right now?
stomach fat?
I mean, to be fair, I don't know what I'm doing half the time.
Okay.
But
Just improvise.
yeah, just impressed.
get
But I mean, it's like I alternate leg day, arm day, back, chest,
Well,
abs.
you're pretty much doing it. I think the only thing that should change is your rep scheme.
Yeah, probably.
Like 4 sets of 12. Or I implement a lot of pyramids. So you start at a heavy weight, low rep, and then you go lower weight and higher reps, and then
okay.
like that. And that's one set. So let's say you drop the weight 4 times. So it's 20 reps, 15 reps, 10 reps, 5 reps. You do that 4 times. And that's hypertrophy. That's a lot of hypertrophy.
So that's
to like really tone. And
Oh,
it'll
tone.
create a lot of endurance.
Yeah.
And it will rip the muscle and it'll build it back.
Because what are you trying to do, Bert? Like, are you trying to get big, Bert?
I'm trying to get.
He's
Trying to
into
get
his
big,
own
big.
category.
I want to get Bert, motherfucker.
I like that.
You're the standard now.
I'm the
motherfucker.
standard now.
Are you
That
trying to
man.
get big? Are you trying to get ripped? What are you trying to
Like
do?
it's just lean muscle.
just
Like
fun.
I'm not
Okay.
gonna get.
I think
jacked.
I think we're trying to achieve the same thing.
Okay.
I'm not trying to get big. I'm trying to look
Lean.
athletic. Look
Okay.
look good. Just look good.
So for that, pyramids are good.
Pyramids. I just always pushing the limit, like doing
Yeah.
hip training. I actually started doing more calisthenics, more pull-ups, more push-ups, dips. I just started incorporating a lot of things that are gonna keep my body guessing, keep it improving, keep
Yeah.
it moving forward.
Yeah.
That's it.
And as far as cardio, like how much do you do?
So I run like a mile and 1.7 miles every other day.
Okay.
And then the days I don't run, I do like the arc trainer or like an elliptical type.
Oh,
thing,
shit,
And like
okay.
the roaring.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
The rowing.
I've
is
seen
hard.
that one come up a lot lately, huh?
Rowing?
It's kind of real
Yeah.
popular. Is that good?
It's good. It's good.
It's good.
It's good.
Cardio.
What is that called? Anaerobic.
Definitely gets you tired.
Yeah.
You use a lot of muscles. You use your back, your
I do
shoulders.
burpees. You do burpees? Burpees?
No.
Oh my god, burpees.
I do
fuck
burpees
kill
on
you.
the treadmill. Not on the treadmill.
On the treadmill?
A la
I'll
verga.
sprint on the treadmill and
Set
then
it
I'll
to 13.
step off safely.
Pinche Greg Norris a la verga.
I'll step off safely, like
Yeah.
I'll lower the speed, and then I'll do burpees and get back on and increase the speed.
And those help you, the burpees? You feel nice
That's a
afterwards?
full body workout,
Yeah.
man.
It's a good
It's
workout.
a squat and a push up, and then you jump.
That's dope.
And you jump. How high are you jumping?
Just enough to get you.
Just
I
enough.
do it enough to like feel it on my core, like I do this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Feel it right here.
Where are you doing these burpees?
I look like a fucking idiot probably because
In the parking lot.
I usually try to get the treadmill that's like the farthest for, by the wall.
Ah.
So it's the last one, so
Yeah.
I don't have to bother anyone. So I can just do it like in front of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I can't, then I'll pick the emptiest row and I'll basically like take 2 treadmill lengths. And so like I'll go 9. That's how I sprint. I do 9 for a minute.
Nice.
And then I lower it. I wait for it to safely get to a safe speed. And then I step off. And then I do 6 burpees. Get back on it. And then take my breath. And then again 9. I do that 10 times.
Sarah and I used to do that.
The
And
burps?
our like while she ran, I did burpees, and then we switched.
Like a
so we
circuit.
used to do that. We do a circuit.
It's fun working out with your partner, huh?
Yeah,
Like,
Sarah's a
okay.
cardio fucking machine, dude.
Is she?
Can go. She can go.
Why do you think?
Because she's a woman, and women have a higher threshold for pain.
She plays roller.
100%.
She does roller derby.
100%. I'll admit it, because I'm a bitch.
Cindy has a strong mental, dude.
Yeah.
Like part of the reason why she finished that 5K in fact is just her mind,
Porque
dude.
no quería perder, güey.
No quería perderse a huevo. She's like, a huevo. She hadn't ran below the number that she did all year for 4 years. All of a sudden, that one day, and the next day her nails are all fucked up.
Sí, güey. Women are like women are something
locas.
else.
We don't
Sí,
give
güey.
birth. That's why.
Están locas.
Ah, that's not the only reason.
That's the
why.
only reason.
Nah, no mames.
We never have to.
I've
birth
had
like that.
big shits.
I don't care.
Okay, that's not.
I'm just fucking with you guys. I'm just fucking with you.
Say that next time
same,
to someone
man.
that's just giving birth. Like,
Oh,
like,
no, she'll
the
fuck
shit-
me
Like
up.
the way like the shit that I had to see my wife go through, like I was like, God damn, I could never do that.
Oh, no.
She went without eating for like 2 days, and then still had to push out a baby, and then still didn't get to sleep.
What was her face looking like when she was pushing it out? Can you do it?
She popped blood vessels, dude.
Like
Damn.
screaming?
No, she said screaming is like the stupid. She doesn't understand
Why
why,
people scream?
women scream. Like it takes away your power.
Oh yeah, you gotta fucking.
Like you don't have like the because you're doing that. You're not going like doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Fucking. So Bart,
Anyway,
Burt.
so
What else?
Burt, do you like
Keep
your
it going with
go-to
Bart.
beer.
The what?
Do you like giving
do you
birth?
like placenta?
What's your go-to beer, man? Like this is the beer that I
beer.
fucking love.
Fuck yeah.
Or mixed drink.
Bert's a beer connoisseur.
Mixed drink, beer,
I
or
used to drink
liquor.
a lot more
Oh, do you?
dark beers.
Dark beers.
I used to, but now
Which ones are the dark beers? Educate me.
Well, they're local.
Local beers. Oh,
beers,
okay.
right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
A
know.
lager?
No, so you always go for more for the dark beer.
Yeah, more recently it's like lighter beers, so like the Dallas Blonde or like Modelo Especial. Like,
Oh,
so like-
Modelo's fucking good.
Yeah.
Or
I
the
love
Negra, that one's
Modelo's.
good too.
The Modelo Negra, I haven't
Yeah.
tried it.
Like if you were to recommend somebody right now who's like, I'm trying to get into beer, what were like some choices that you think like, go here, try this, go here?
I mean, I would say Tin Man just because they have a huge variety. If
Okay.
not, then I don't really like Keg and Brew, but they do have.
I like Keg and Brew. I
like,
went
they
there.
have
once.
like a lot.
The
of,
ciders are good.
the ciders are good.
Yeah. But what would you be like? Okay, try this here. Like if I go to 10 Man, what do I try?
I mean, they always change the menu, so I can't say like yes,
God
try
damn
this.
it,
Like they
Bert.
don't.
Bert, I'm trying to make it
Say
easy for
something
myself.
concise.
But like mixed drinks, like I old fashions, Moscow
Old-fashioned.
mules.
I tried that one. It was alright.
I've never tried Moscow Mule. I've never tried it.
They're pretty good as well.
They're pretty
Vodka,
good.
I've had
They are
one.
nice.
I've had one.
mint.
The little copper cup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
copy cup.
Oh shit! I gotta
Those
try
are
those
nice.
then. Hell yeah.
The ones we used to drink, the Honey Jack, that's pretty nice
Oh,
too.
the honey jack.
I
Those
remember
things
that
are
one.
good.
You don't like whiskey?
Yeah. I mean,
Whiskey.
anything. I'll drink.
Anything.
Almost.
Cause you're as
Turpentine.
smooth as Tennessee whiskey.
Is it just me? Doesn't Oscar have like an
That's
angelic
right.
voice?
Nah, hell no. Bert has that low. He hits that low pitch.
Irvin's gonna ask you to do "Baby Lock Them Door" and turn the lights down low.
Baby, lock door. Do it.
All right,
Get
so-
it.
Oh, next time or what?
No, do it right now.
Just go. Baby,
Just some
lock
Josh
them
Turner.
doors and... I don't even know the
it.
song.
I
dude.
don't even know it. I'm like, how am I gonna do it? If,
How do you not know it yet?
Yeah, I think I know it. I think. Baby, lock them doors and turn the lights down low.
All right, get it.
got it.
Oh, did you hear my... I was
Let's
gonna
see.
say stiletto, but that's not
Stiletto?
Stiletto.
My falsetto.
His heels?
I go for it. Bert.
I don't know the words. I don't know.
No, I'll protect you, Bert. This is
Alright,
too
cool,
much
cool,
for Bert. This is
Yeah,
out of
okay,
his
I'm sorry,
comfort
I'm
zone.
sorry.
Okay. I like that though. I like that
But he does like taking his shirt off in videos.
That,
Just kidding.
this is something that you're doing or you're trying out.
You're passionate about it.
No, about
Oh,
you're
opening
saying
up?
being
Oh, yeah.
open. How hard was it for you, or was it even hard?
That's a good one, actually. Yeah.
Was it actually hard to be open?
Like,
Or you just
wanna
weren't
do this, like-
or you just weren't you were open, but you just didn't know this fucker to like talk to him. You know what I'm saying?
oh. No,
I changed lives.
I mean, he's weird. Right?
I mean, yeah.
You're welcome.
You're
No,
just
but
not,
just in general, like I was very quiet.
you were
for
like
years.
introvert.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then at some point, I'm like, all right.
You're
fuck
like
it.
fuck it, like
Yeah.
okay.
Because
Fair.
did we ever struggle with that? Like, were you ever shy? Were you guys ever
No,
shy?
but the thing is that I feel like us three were pretty intense in our own like way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we probably do come across as like
Strong?
because Irvin, like you're.
I was
pretty-
shy, though.
No, yeah, but you are. But like there's some presence about you. Like obviously Oscar has a presence. Like we're not. He's like the most like bright of all.
Grandiose.
Let's get competitive.
And like
all of a
me,
sudden.
I'm like the fucking weirdo that.
Yeah.
Like why the fuck would you say that?
Why
Yeah,
the fuck?
yeah.
No,
It's
why
because
the
I'm
fuck
so-
are you pulling cards
'Cause I'm
out
so
right now?
awkward, you know? But Irvin is
Because I'm a
more
magician,
intense
by
and
the way.
like
Yeah,
once
I've
you
seen
start
his
talking to him, you're like, oh shit, like who is this guy? Like,
I'm intense. Thank
you
you.
have like these very like.
Deep conversations within a small time frame.
I remember when we used to come.
Oh,
when we,
yeah.
You go deep in a seconds.
You know when I realized that? When I was going to parties and I was trying to have conversations with people.
And people didn't give a fuck.
They're crying.
Yeah, and I was just like, damn, because I hate small talk.
Yeah, I don't like
You know
it.
what I mean? It's
I don't like it. I don't like it.
What
My
do you
sister
want?
and I can't have conversations because of that. And I told her that last time. I'm like, bitch, like, let's talk about something
Bitch.
else.
with
like,
content.
Yeah, with content, like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Like, and then finally she started opening up,
Yeah.
and I'm like, you could trust me. Like, I'm not a piece of shit. Like,
And I think
sometimes.
over the years, I've just gotten really good at taking the conversation from nothing to like, I have you talking about your fucking fungus on your foot
A la verga.
or
Well,
something. You know what I mean?
It's weird that you say that because I'm actually battling.
Remember when we used to come
Bad
visit,
toenail.
and then you would like be like super like just like very like vivacious. I don't know. Like
I don't know what it
remember
is,
one
dude.
time we came in and we're like, hey, we gotta go tomorrow. He's like, well, fuck it. You know what, Cindy? Why don't we go to Nebraska tonight and then we'll come back on the morning? And Cindy was like, wait, what the fuck? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
We're
you're
gonna,
extremely
We're not
spontaneous.
gonna leave right now.
You know
like
what,
we
though?
got school and shit tomorrow.
This whole like job struggle has affected me a little bit, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, my mood isn't the best lately.
Yeah.
My optimism. And I was thinking about it last time. It's because I haven't just been struggling to find a job for the last 6 months since we graduated. I've been struggling since I was 22 years old when I first applied to the police department and I was
Yeah.
denied. Like, I haven't been able to find a good job since I was fucking 22 years old, dude. After a while, you're like, shit.
Okay,
like,
my
goddamn.
advice to you is pay your dues. Pay your dues in the sense that get that low tier job, man.
That's what I'm thinking.
Shovel some
Yeah,
shit,
that's
you
what
know.
I'm doing.
Shovel
Yeah.
some shit.
You got a fucking good job, Bert.
No, but it's
I
not
would
the
kill
job
for
that
your job. I would kill for your job, dude. What the fuck?
I'm just saying. Shut up, you know.
I
You
think
know,
Oscar's
roll up
talking
your
about, like, being a fucking
roll up your
custodian.
sleeves,
Yeah.
roll up your sleeves. You know, pay your dues a little bit, and you'll get that. That's just my advice
You
to
need
you.
to apply for more than just one job at a time.
Listen, Bert, that's just not the way I roll.
Yeah, man. You're putting all your money in one.
You put all your eggs in one basket.
That's what I keep telling them.
Listen, bro.
For a while, I was applying for a shitload of jobs. I was averaging like 15 jobs a day applying,
Yeah.
but just nobody calls, dude. And I'm like, shit.
Es que necesitas hablarles tú a ellos, güey.
Y les digo, hey,
Háblales.
ya apliqué.
Preséntate. Bien línea, güey.
But do you have like a cover letter, a good resume?
I do.
and all
I've
that
written a
stuff?
cover letter
Okay.
and a good resume.
Oh, what's a good cover letter? I don't have a cover letter. I should.
You
write
want to
up
read it?
right
It's right
now.
there. Shit. Open it up.
What's
Sorry,
a cover
I did that
letter?
first. I don't know.
It's basically your resume, kind of like your resume, but it's
It's
more
the resume
like a
of your
preview,
resume.
like a trailer for you.
It's like a summary. So it's actually writing like what you do, what you did,
Yeah, we
what
have to-
your goals
we have
are.
to do
and all
that.
Yeah, because I just recently applied for a position and it asked for one and I don't have one. I have a resume.
They're not too
but
hard.
I don't have a cover.
You can
You
look
can
up
look it up
examples.
and I get an example.
Okay.
I mean, if you want, just ask Irvin and then I'll proofread it. I'll change it,
Perfect.
and then
Yeah, because I remember one time I applied for a scholarship and then I like asked one of my teachers to prove it and he's all like, "This is fucking garbage, dude." Yeah, because
I wouldn't hire you.
Like my grammar was bad. Like everything was terrible. Like
I do good.
punctuation, run on
do good, I work
sentences,
hard.
Like todo. Like everything was wrong. Everything like verbs are not supposed to be used. Like
Yeah.
pa la verga. So
You just copy and paste. Is
So
this a
definitely,
verse?
I do need a lot of proofreading.
yeah.
Is this a Drake verse you just pasted on here?
No mames.
Yeah, it's like
Under
YOLO?
qualifications, it says fuck shit up.
Yeah.
24/7.
Oh damn it! Yeah, fuck yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Shoot,
Listen, man.
feel
Everybody
like
should get a
I
job,
know you
and if you
now.
don't have a job,
Yeah.
it's because you're not trying hard enough.
I'm gonna keep trying though. No, but yeah, I mean, for sure, it was like my little spirit. It has been like attacked.
Dwindling.
It's been attacked, but I feel like as long as I just, you know,
Don't say
I'm just
little
staying,
spirit.
man.
Don't say little spirit.
man, you got
Oh,
this.
Fucking big ass spirits.
BDE.
It's fighting back, man. That the only reason why you feel the way you feel is because you're fighting back.
Yeah,
and
dude.
it gets tiring after a while. But you
Yeah.
just gotta keep coming, way. Keep coming. Keep coming.
I'm coming.
Hey, you don't hear that too often.
You're going against the current of your life. My friend.
Oh, that's one thing that they do tell you in like self improvement things to don't go against the current.
Don't.
Like just
You're gonna get
Dude,
yourself
relax.
tired, dude.
keep going. Just let it flow.
There's a
let it
reason
flow.
why you can't.
But
Yeah. No, I'm applying for more jobs again, so we'll see how.
what
it
do
goes.
you do, Bert?
The official title is a project development coordinator.
Whoa.
For
Oh, shit.
it's called Emergence Health Network, which is the local mental health authority.
Mm-hmm.
So they help develop projects, budgets. And
So
then-
you're the person that Irvin was talking about.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's the one that-
Everything makes sense now because we went hiking actually, and he was talking to him about Timmy about the job he was applying
Yeah.
for, and he's like, "Yeah, my friend, he's blah blah blah." So you're the
I
friend.
recommended him.
You're the
I
friend.
got asked.
Awesome.
Dude,
About him.
that job, like, it's a good job. I got 2 recommendations from the CMO, from Burt. The lady asked you, like, does he really want this job? Everything. And they're just like, well, this other person came in. Let's just give it to her. It's just like,
Well, I
what
mean,
the fuck?
I don't know if they're gonna open another position.
Okay, well, hopefully.
Just keep
they do.
going,
I mean,
man.
like I told you, after the new year, we're gonna post other positions.
And I'll apply to
Don't
that,
worry
Burt.
about it.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, and I think what
That's
fucked me up
crazy.
with is the experience. That's really what.
That's the only reason I took this job immediately. I didn't even
Yeah.
ask. I didn't ask for another like a salary increase or anything. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, I just need my first job for 2 years, and
See,
then I can actually.
And I understand the importance of internships. Like, had I
Yeah.
known I was going to do something like this, I would have done an internship in it. But since I
That's
was
'cause
so
you were
invested
into
in
the
the police
police.
department, I did an internship in the police department, and then your dreams just like, or not. You know, actually, now I'm kind of glad I didn't get in. Like,
Yeah,
so
you
even
talked about
Cindy
that
tells
last
me.
So
yeah.
that Will Smith thing of like, don't have a plan B, like just plan A, it's kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
In your instance, you know, because you didn't, you really wanted this plan A,
Yeah.
but you kind
I
of
put my
planned
eggs
for
in
a
one
plan
basket
B.
again.
Yeah,
But you know what? Actually, I didn't, because also getting the MBA, it's such like a broad degree.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
you
it
can
helps
have.
you out for something
yeah.
else.
So now I
Okay.
realize I like the business world. Like,
So
it's a,
fuck
it's, a,
Will
it's a
Smith.
cool thing. Yeah. Fuck that guy, dude.
Will Smith, if you ever watch this, you can get it, dog. I'll fuck your ass up.
Oh, I thought you wanted to fuck him. I was like, wow.
También, chinga su madre. Become
But
friends
yeah.
afterwards and.
Anything else? Bert? Anything else you'd like to say to the people, or anything you feel passionate about that you think people should know
Right now,
that you think
Right
is
now?
important? You have the.
I have the floor.
You're
You have an
reaching
open
at
mic.
least 30 people right
At
now.
least.
no,
Minimum,
we get
yeah.
like 80 views, man.
Actually, you're right. They've been growing.
Yeah, we get 80
You
views.
get like 3 subscribers like a week, new ones.
Yep,
It's getting pretty good.
TikTok.
And then with you,
TikTok.
Bert, people are gonna want to know your story.
Yeah.
So it's pretty bad.
I approach you on the
I
street,
really
you
like
know?
what you brought today. I really enjoy it because I don't know shit about it, man. And you put it in lamest terms to where I understand it. And this website is fucking badass website.
You
Yeah,
gotta
I mean-
surround yourself with people that know stuff that you don't know about.
Yeah,
For
definitely.
you to grow, you know.
I've grown a lot doing this because I used to be really close-minded, like.
Yeah.
Ya sé todo y todos me la pelan. Y like,
It's
nah,
because
like,
if
it's
you live in
bullshit.
this world where you have the same people around you,
Echo chamber.
you're eventually gonna know exactly what you need to know in that world. But then it's like
There's
oh shit,
other
there's this,
ecosystems
there's
and
that.
everything.
Yes, and then it's like good
Definitely.
shit. So if we ever have another political incident go down, we'll
Around
have you.
the
we'll have you
primaries
back.
and the election.
Yeah, we'll bring you
You gotta
back.
come back, Bert.
Yeah,
Did you enjoy the
yeah.
experience? All right.
So, Bert, what
What can we reach you, or I don't know if you want to plug your
plug in your Instagram or
If you don't want to, you don't have to. I
that's
don't
fine.
want people to.
Yeah.
I don't want people to follow me.
Okay, that's
damn it.
We'll
Send
just-
me Bert intro Bert.
Or you know what?
Send me Bert as an intro. Bert.
the introverted.
He likes
I
to
mean,
flirt.
just put my Instagram on
I will.
the link. Whatever.
On the
I'll put
okay.
you up there.
Yeah,
All right.
that's fucking awesome, man. Thank you for being
Yeah,
here.
of course.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you,
All right, everybody, make sure you guys follow us on TikTok and Instagram. Those are the
Facebook.
podcast. Facebook. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.